What happens if you spectate a bee when it goes inside the hive? What's the smallest gap that you can walk between? And these are the most unbelievable Minecraft experiments. Starting with, what's the fastest happy ghast possible? The happy ghast does not fly very fast, and one of the reasons for that is probably because its default flying speed is only 0.05, which if we were to use this command here and turn its attributes all the way up to a 1.0, you'll immediately see a night and day difference. Look at that go around here. It's still gonna be that fast even when I ride it. Just riding it might be a little difficult. It goes so fast at this point, and this is only a flying speed of 1. All right, let's bring it up to a maximum speed of 16. Whoa, it disappeared. Oh my gosh, it just flies out of the sky roof. Observer, we got a tick freeze. I gotta ride one of these things. Whoa, I can't even move it fast enough. If I just tap my W key, it takes me 4 football fields away. And then, you know what's funny is because of the behaviors of the flying ghast, if I stop dead in its tracks, it'll just stop here, block aligned and everything. If you were to summon in a horse that has a base size of 20, like so, and then try to ride this thing, will I die when I dismount it? Oh my gosh, and if you hit F5, it pulls your camera all the way back. It's a sky limit. This is crazy. So sure enough, I can ride it around just fine, but let's see if I go into survival and dismount. Nope, it always puts me on the floor. So completely safe to ride this giant steed. We got another little thing to test, which is that if I were to jump on this giant horse and then dismount, what happens? I jump. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's fine. And then try to go for my mace clutch. This will answer if I die or not. And yes, the answer is yes. But I also probably would have killed it with the mace anyway. So what is the most diamonds you can get with a maxed out fortune pickaxe? All right, now let's see if I were to break one with fortune 3. That gave us 2 diamonds, and now all the way up to fortune 255. Almost 4 stacks. 243. Not too shabby. If we were to make a copper golem 10 times its size, would it be able to sort the chests even faster? Well, let's see. I gotta summon it in and not punch it. You got it. Hey, buddy. We've got the glass blocks there so that it could stay in place, because otherwise it would move around. And hey, by the looks of it, it actually is going even faster. It goes immediately from one chest into the next. All right, so it reaches all the top ones with ease, but it can't reach any of the bottom chests. If I were to break this top row, would it? So sure enough, if I break the top row, then it works. So the way that you would want to do this is really just have it circling around the guy, because otherwise, if you're having a double row, it's just gonna break. So what we've got here is Mr. Cat's circle generator, but we're going to make a circle out of things that aren't just armor stands like the original example, because instead, if what we were to do is summon these all into place, we were going to have a whole circle of villagers. Circle of life is what we're calling it, folks. So there's our first issue, and then if I go and press this, it'll get them all looking up, giving us this circle of villagers. Now, what I'm curious about, if we were to get like a mass zombification here with like a drowned trident, can we mass zombify all of these with that TNT trick? There we go. Mass zombification? Yeah. That is a horrifying sound. Oh my gosh, this is our Christmas wreath. What happens if you were to spectate a bee when it tries to go in the hive? Oh, well, as we saw right there, it goes in the hive, but it leaves me behind. So we don't even get to see what's on the inside of the hive. Even if I go and peek in, it's a whole lot of not much. Oh, and just in case any YouTube thumbnails try to get you to believe it, you cannot ender pearl inside of it. This one, we're testing if I'm able to use the mace smash attack while falling in either a boat, minecart, or horse. So let's get them up on screen and we'll test them all in a row. Let's go with boat first. So I am falling. Okay, I need to aim that way. Tell you what, it's a little hard to aim when you don't see it. So that didn't do any better. So I'm going to give that one a no. Let's try minecart. Ow! That one does count as a fall, so I'm curious to see if it'll work. Let's give it another shot. Well, I hit it and there was no luck. So that's no for minecart. And finally, let's test my horse. Well, I just hit my horse on the way down, I think, so I don't think that worked very well. I'm gonna give this one a no. So for this one that we've got here, we're going to be taking the circle generator again, but this time generating in a whole bunch of TNT and exploding it in a circle. Okay, we've got kind of an ominous ring here. Wow, look at this. We got like a windmill effect. Candy canes here too. We're having a very festive experiments video. Set it off. At least the command block survived. Can't say much else for anything around it. All right, next we are testing who can solve this powder snow maze faster, me or an actual go. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, I'm off to an early lead. Oh yeah, baby. This was put in here to insult my intelligence, and the only intelligence we've insulted is artificial. So if we have our firefly bushes, and we were to put down a whole big field of them, like so, we've got them lining every single block down here. What does it look like when we reach nighttime? Whoa. This is like one of those top-down aerial views things that they show with we're flying over a city. This is all the lights, the city of lights. Where are the particle effects though? Oh, I guess there are some. You just have to get closer. Ooh, look at that. Oh my gosh, now that I actually look back, there's a lot more particles. I was gonna say, there wasn't as much as I was expecting. And then if I just zoom in, it just looks like we have a picture of the night sky. Oh yeah, so it does accumulate over time. Yeah, this is gonna look lovely on YouTube. Which is one of the most difficult mobs to kill. They can drink a lot of different healing potions, so we're gonna see exactly what they can survive and what they can't. Let's start first with the campfire. And with the fire resistance potion, it's just fine. Well, let's go into lava. And same story here. What about a wither rose? Alright, so it's drinking healing potions to keep itself alive, but will it actually stay alive? Well, it's definitely not looking like it's dying anytime soon. Hey, there we go. So eventually it does die from the wither rose. How big of an explosion are you able to block using a shield? Light this off, put my shield, I'm gonna stand right next to it. Okay, so I survived the first hit, I don't get anything else, and that's how much my shield's durability went down. If I go up to 16 by 16 by 16, I survived longer with the 16 by 16 than I did otherwise. My shield did not do as well. All right, we'll put up how long I'm surviving on each. Oh my gosh, I'll tell you what, it's gonna be some after tremors. Well, I don't feel all that hopeful about 25 by 25 if it was able to explode all of that just like that. Nope, okay. Did not survive very long. So for some reason, the middle one was just right for me to survive. What happens if we take an invincible zombie against a bunch of iron golems? Well, as you'll see, fittingly by being on fire, we essentially get an infinite game of hot potato. I want to see if we get more in the mix, if they start passing into each other. Yeah, there we go. Look at them hitting in unison. Oh, somehow it's getting the best on the iron golem. It just has to touch the ground for it to be a threat. If we were to ride all these different hostile mobs, which one is actually able to hurt me? Well, let's find out with a husk first. It looks up, but it can't actually hurt me. I also can't ride it anywhere, so we're just kind of in a mutually assured destruction. But let's see if I go on to the Ravager. Well, this is a much cooler ride, and not only does it keep me safe from the Ravager, but it also keeps me safe from the Husk. Let's try next the Blaze. This is one, oh, that does hurt me. And not only does it hurt me, but it also brings me up into the stars. My last one is the Enderman. Will it get mad at me? Does it even see that I'm looking at it? So the Enderman, I'm completely safe on. I just also can't hurt it. Through the help of commands, we're going to be able to summon in a ghast that's wearing full blast protection armor. So even though you don't see it, it's in its secret inventory, and that begs the question, if we have this ghast here with blast protection armor, will it survive the ghast fireball? Shoot me! No. Simply no. And look, I got all my armor there to prove it. If you name a slime dinner bones, if I kill it, will we get a whole bunch of other dinner bones? Oh, sure enough, all of its offspring retain the name tag all the way down to the smallest ones. Well, it would be great if the item was named Dinnerbone after this, but that's just regular slime balls. Next, we're going to be testing what a Nautilus is capable of surviving when it has full Nautilus netherite armor. I'm going to lead it up to the surface because first we're going to be testing TNT. TNT test. No. Well, I'm not feeling any better about our respawn anchor then. Surely not. Not quite 9 lives. Yeah, really. Let's see if I were to use just a sharpness 5 sword with a crit. Hey, it survived that one. Let's see if it survives the second hit. 2 hits down. And 3 is where it doesn't. And finally, we're going to be testing our friend, the mace. And the mace does it in too. All right, so it's good for a sword if you're coming across a lot of swords down there in the ocean waters. Where does a recovery compass point you if you're not the owner of it? So I'm going to see if I were to die here, then rightfully, my recovery compass is pointing me back to the observatory. But I want to see if I'm holding it in my hand, where does it look like it's pointing? Ah, so it'll spin like a compass in the nether. That makes sense. It doesn't know where it's supposed to position you at. It's all client side. So what if we were to summon in an invulnerable blaze underwater? So I'm gonna go in survival first, so then it'll attack me. And then if I swim down to this geyser, right click this, and we get our blaze down here in the water. But even though we're underwater, it certainly is still able to light you on fire. Shooting off fireballs and the like. And of course I can't punch it, it's invulnerable. But even if it's able to survive the water, it's not exactly its favorite place to be. Next we're testing, what if we had a wither the size of the Wither Storm? All right, so we're gonna spawn in our wither here like so. And then using commands with the size attribute, we can make it all the way up to the max size, equaling the wither storm. But the projectiles don't seem to be any larger. And let's give it a shot. Let's see if we can also scale up their wither skull projectiles that they shoot out. Unfortunately, even if we tweak it with commands, the skulls don't get any bigger, and it's just the wither we can make up to this giant size. What is the smallest gap that you can walk through? Well, we're gonna be changing our size attribute now. So if I press this, I'm going to set myself down to 0.0625. Teeny skip. And let's see, am I able to walk in the gap on a Skulk Shrieker? Hey, sure enough, I could be inside a Skulk Shrieker. Not exactly a pleasant place to be. Can I walk in between chests? Yes, I can even walk in the tiny gap between chests. Can I walk in between the gap on anvils? Surely enough. Can I even walk up into the anvil here? I can. That's very cool. What about underneath the cauldron? Hey, the cauldron's good for something. I can even go and hang out in the corners. This is so cool for hide and seek. I can't walk through a fence. Well, that makes sense. It's meant to be a barrier. And just like that. Wait, if I hold shift, it does still let me go down this gap on Pathland. And can I go and walk through the gap in snow? Yes, I can walk through the small gap on the snow blocks. I just have to jump up first. Yeah, because we're in it, we also get X-ray. I can see down into the bottom of this pit. Creepy. Oh boy. Now, if I shrink myself down, will I die of fall damage from falling off of this carpet? Well, just regularly, as you can see, no. But that's because my safe falling attribute hasn't changed. So if I were to change that with a command, then it's now actually made appropriate to size. So if I jump, yup. Ow. Oh, and now literally just spawning in is enough to kill me. So any amount of distance is enough to kill me. So whether that's a carpet or a pathland. What if we had an elytra where we couldn't actually crash? Now I'm basically going to be like the Ender Dragon. So now if I'm flying with my awesome villager rescue cape, I gotta say, then whenever I get close to a wall, instead of slamming into it, I'll eat away at the world. Look at how cool this is. It might not be the best for the world, but I surely cannot die by crashing into anything anymore. Oh, I can fly through the ocean. Look at that. Oh, the poor fish. Oh, the water's awesome because it still fills. That's great. And zoom. Oh, found it. Yep. Okay, that's the limit. I can't even come back now. All right, so when you have a redstone ore, now usually when we step on it, it makes particles. That's expected behavior. If we throw items on it, that also happens. And apparently the amount of items also can change this. So if I start flicking this on, we very quickly go from having a little bit of particles to all the particles in the world. It actually kind of looks like me. It looks like I have an afro. Oh yeah, that's a new hairstyle I'm trying out. And then if you break it, it disappears really quickly too, might I add. So we've got vines here to break the entity cramming, because what we're next doing, we're getting a lot of wardens. And what we're testing here is what if you have a lot of wardens, does it make you do a further sonic boom? Whew, that's probably about enough. It sounds like we got a jet engine in here, like I'm playing Minecraft on my MacBook Air. Let's start with a pig first. This isn't gonna go very well for our first test subject. Well, that wasn't very smart of it. Okay, next example, me. Let's see, if I take a bunch of wardens, can I shoot myself off into space? This feels so eerie. Just it shaking like this, I took the wrong potion. Oh, I don't feel so good. Really? They do more to the Ender Dragon than they do to me. So literally we get more knockback just by pushing next to them because there's so many entities crammed in one spot because of the vine. How much skulk is it possible to spread from one skulk catalyst? If I kill this is a piglin brute wearing armor, which is the mob that drops the most amount of experience. All right, here we go. Oh, great, now it's a zombified piglin. I guess that's actually gonna not work the same, right? So it definitely spread quite a bit. Proper testing. Yeah, look at how much is spreading from that one mob. All right, we gotta go take this. For one, I don't want to ruin our set. Let's go take this over to a cave or something. Perfect. And then we're just gonna use entity cramming to do the trick. Just watching them all Scooby-Doo run on the inside is very funny to me. There you go. There you go. That's how we unleash the infection. Perfect. We basically have a skulk biome out of this already. I did not expect that we'd get this much. Look at how it climbs up the different rock formations. You can see all the bubbles moving. It's like finding new paths until it eventually knows where to go. Ah, there we go. Got a tick sprint in here. Ah, we're talking. Oh, marvelous. Look at how that just really cleans up a room. Oh gosh. This is like where Asmongold films. I love just seeing the little bat fly around in the tick sprint because it's just triggering every skulk sensor. It's like when you're swatting at a fly that you don't know how to get to. Look, it even climbed all the way up here. Ugh. Now it looks like it's leaking out of the top. That's gross. I mean, that is already way more than I ever expected. That's just one skulk catalyst. Granted, it's about thousands of mobs dying. All right, so inside of this, we've got the piercing super enchanted bow with quick charge up to its highest level. And we're gonna be taking a whole bunch of mobs and seeing just how many we can shoot through in a line. Now, what Observer just flipped the switch for there is actually to let the arrow go straight. Because what actually will start to happen with this is that you'll have arrow fall off before it even reaches the target. I got my crossbow loaded up. Let's see if I can aim this. I think I just have to account for it going straight. And see ya. It fell off too much. Observer, you gotta set it back up. That's embarrassing. All right. Sayonara. Really? I'm aiming too high now? Observer, you want to give this a shot? I want to zoom in and see if I could just see a whole bunch of armor stands die the way. In armor stand civilization, nobody shoots through the heart, including us. Whoa, there you go. Oh, there's duplicates of them up here right now. That's what's throwing us off. All right, Observer, set up a new one. We got this. There we go. Oh, it's straight off to the side here. All right, prepare the cannons, Observer. I have to make sure I just hit right click without moving. All right, right click. Did we get it? There's just like one left. Oh no, there's a lot more than one. It just looks like that much. It looks like that little from that far away. Did it look cool? I can kill it even more. Nah, see? Dang it, hold on. Dang it, hold on. There we go. Now we're talking. All right. Now I'm gonna look up and Observer's gonna get up to something. Because what we have up here at build height is a sand bomb. Now the way that this works is we have a TNT trap underneath it with a bunch of signs to drop it. But then also in the center here is a TNT minecart to shoot it off in an array. If I go back down to my place on the floor and I just wait for it to be the 1st of January, we're gonna see some fireworks. Charge! Whoa, charge! Charge is happening! All right, look at that. You get this very weird symmetrical patterns. Look, it's 2 blocks then 1 there and 2 blocks then 1 here. That's so strange. Oh, Observer, we gotta test this out with rainbow colors. Let me get a map. I want to see what this looks like from a map. The old bird's eye view. Yeah, it just looks like it looks like I got crumbs on a napkin. Let me just wipe my mouth off, put it that way. All right, time to taste the rainbow, Observer. I can see your little head up there. It's like a sunspot. Oh, and then I immediately see you fly away from the explosion. That's a little unnerving. Hey, there we go. Nice. Wow, it all separated by like warm colors over there, cold colors over there. How do we look for this time? Now I just got sprinkles on my napkin. Yeah, and a perfect flag up there. Oh, well, that's the next one we're about to set off. I can actually watch it real time as it explodes. Just watch it delete and then look up. So it's like all the TNT videos that we've filmed. There we go. Oh, marvelissimo. All right, we're still symmetrical so far. I think here's where you start to see it get a little off because now it's actually starting to interact with some of the blocks. Well, look, some are even launching out over there and they're becoming concrete. Yeah, that's cool. We got a chorus fruit plant, another on location one, because what we've got here, this looks like the wither storm. We've got ourselves a whole collection of chorus fruit growing from just one singular stock. And now I have gamma on, so you might not notice this, but there's actually so much here that it's causing mobs to spawn and be completely fine. We're totally in darkness right now. But the solution's gonna be, if I just happen to get a little hungry, break this down. What happens if you break the largest thing? Look at it, it's like exploding. Oh, guys, you might not want to attack me. We've got bigger problems to The creepers are lagging. Look at it. It looks like the chorus fruit are bouncing. That's so weird. It's just because there's more falling that it thinks they need to bounce. It's definitely glitchy. If I'm able to go into creative mode, what's it look like if I fly into this? Yeah, look, it only renders it kind of where my items are. This is a bad time to tell you I don't even really like chorus fruit. Sorry, it was a nice gift. Ooh, look at this. We got a little shulker spark here. And then if I flick this switch, Observer, you're a shooting star. You could just have the shulker sparks follow an entity and get these really precise graphics. Look at that. And that's not just Observer I could flick it onto. I could also put it onto my bow. And now if I shoot off my bow and arrow, yeah, I could see like kind of Angry Birds where things are gonna fall. Look at that. I get like an aim predictor. That's fun. I also get levitation arrows, which is nice. Those aren't in the base game. I guess they still aren't, but that's kind of a literal shooting star. What if I were to get phantoms? Fly, my pretties. I can't even hit hit it because there's so many levitation bullets around it. That's basically immunity. You can't kill a star. You can only make it burn brighter. Now it just looks like I'm running really fast. Look at that. I've got like... I've got sprint particles behind me. I gotta go. Got kind of a turf war situation here. And we're gonna see who would win. All it's gonna take is just one Zoglin to cause a little chaos. That gets one of the skeletons to attack the other. The skeleton starts trying to shoot at the Zoglin. They can't hit it. And it suddenly devolves into class warfare. All of the different things of their bones. It feels like I'm in a really esoteric music set. Like, I just wanted coffee. I don't need to listen to your... that's fine. I get it. I wanted to try. Yeah, everyone's killing themselves around me. This is just marvelous. I'll just go to Starbucks next time. This is absurd. Look at how quickly they killed each other off. This is kind of horrific. The Zoglin didn't last very long. I don't even know when he died. Some of them have enchanted bows, though. It doesn't seem quite fair. Well, no one can win against us. Let's do a cleanup. There we go. Biggest instigator was us. This here is a geode farm. Now, this is based off of a concept from Ilmango, and then we're using a mod to do this called Geodesy. So we're using a mod called Geodesy that literally generates this structure for us based off of a random generation of these amethyst buds. Well, my amethyst bud yourself, would you mind, let's see how fast we can get this going without it breaking. Yeah, there we go. Now we're talking. Just watching it in scan lines take out everything. That rocks. Yeah, look at this. And now we just got amethyst as much as we want. Look at how quickly the items zoom in. I think by the looks of that, Observer's saying that we're already running out of space. So what we've got here is something very satisfying. The flush piston extender. Look, I bounce up here. You didn't even know. I mean, that's kind of a giveaway, but you almost didn't know. All right, Observer, serve me your finest cooked meal. Order up. Hey! In our civilization, the beef one block jumps for you. Let's go see what happens if we have a whole bunch of gravel and we have a very familiar situation happen with the old cave-in. There we go. We got a little bit of the shifting sands here. How a river carves a canyon, and then a canyon carves a canyon, and it becomes probably another river, and so on and so forth. Oh, it's fallen. It's fallen. And so are the frames too. Wow, the whole mountain just sunk. We got rid of a load-bearing rock. There's something very eerie about walking through just a thing of gravel. Everything was gravel? Always has been. Oh, okay. Yeah, when you're not the one breaking the blocks, it gets immediately more horrifying. Oh, I gotta convert this structure over here into gravel. Hold on a second. There we go. Perfect. That actually looks like better terraforming. If Minecraft wants to fix its world generation, just add in gravity. What happens if we drop rainbow sand into our rainbow cobweb observer? Kapow. It just gets kind of ugly. I was really hoping we'd get some kind of cool Jeb sand. Just kind of does. Does it pop off eventually? Yeah. What happens if you were to go through an end gateway in the overworld? All right, I can go into survival. See you on the other side. I guess that was literally true. Well, remote getaway, I guess that is true, but it's remote in the sense that we already brought it here. Now, we set these to iron blocks at first, but then switching them over to iron trap doors, we can take anything that we want, and you're gonna see quickly that we have a bed of skulk sensors underneath, giving us these weird patterns that we generate. Oh, I think I messed it up a little bit by by throwing another one in the wrench. What's it sound like? Not fantastic. Not fantastic. Can I ride the wave? I'm very much getting caught up in the wave. All right, surf's up, surf's down, surf's very much down. Now we see the impact of Observer. This is you touching the hearts of millions, Observer. Some of them are revolting. Some of the hearts didn't. Some of the hearts didn't appreciate it. Like redstone lamps. Yeah, now we can see it all light up. That's cool. Oh, because they don't make a sound. They don't spread out as much. Look at that. Pistons. Whoa, this one is like a wave. Look at that. Wow, you can even run over it seamlessly too. This is so cool. It is a little laggy. Can I? Yeah, I'm surfing. Slowly, but surfing nonetheless. Neat. Oh, this is definitely the laggiest one. Whoa, look at that. Uh-oh, there's not gonna be much to look at. We like to clean up after our work. You know what I'm saying? Leave it in a natural state. A wastelands is natural. What we've got here, Observer, is blocks for parkour. Since if I were to get goats and literally just spawning them on things like this, you can see that goats are able to parkour perfectly on situations like this. If they want to, I guess. Oh, right, we pressed the button first. We're hijacking their brains to make them jump. That's so eerie, Observer. Are any of them able to escape? We're certainly trying to. All right, this guy's our current champion. Reach the top. Well, that's sad. I'm bad at parkour too, it's fine. What's going on with them now? They're like spinning. Do you see this? What? Observer, we gotta, I know we said no animals were harmed in the making of this, but we gotta cut this testing now. Parkour was never supposed to be dangerous. We will have to kill the remaining goats though. When I said goat, I didn't mean the greatest of all time. We're gonna wanna turn off entity block damage. It's a TNT screensaver by the looks of it. Look at that. It's like when you win at solitaire. Oh, well, I hope we're insured. Just kidding, as if the insurance company's gonna help us out if we do get our base lost. And then we can teleport onto this location and watch it bounce like so. That's weird that it builds up momentum and then eventually it'll bottom out. It sinks so low that it gets stuck on the soul sand, and then it starts anew. Oh yeah, I'll just take my fill, please. We made like an Ouroboros TNT cannon. It snakes in on itself. All right, so what we're testing here, Observer has it every 5 block increments, is how much experience spreads from killing each mob. All right, we could start with a simple one like a pig. Nothing. It just makes the tummy rumble. That's all it does. Barely even a snack. All right, well we got a little bit more here. I guess it has to be standing not on the block. So there you go. We got a little bit. Let's see if we were to get, what's our next thing? A zombie? Pow. All right, zombie made it to here. The Enderman. Enderman made it barely further than zombie. There's the wow, the Guardian really cleans up. Holy smokes. Guardian ain't bad. Our next contestant. What about a Blaze? What's a Blaze do? Okay, Blaze kind of ties with the Guardian. I'm impressed. All right, Piglin Brute. Wow. Oh yeah, it could spread to our terracotta here. All right, we got all the way up to here for Piglin Brute. Elder Guardian, does that do more? Pow. Wow, that is embarrassing. It's the exact same as the regular Guardian. I expected more. What if we go get the Piglin Brute that we had from the summoning command from earlier? This is the most XP that we can get from a mob. Okay, good. It actually did spread. It kind of lagged there for a second, but the toothpaste just got caught in the tube. And the Wither. Oh, whoa. Look at that. All right, Wither definitely takes the lead, unsurprisingly. And now, you might be wondering about the Ender Dragon, but the Ender Dragon actually has a weird behavior with these Skulk Catalysts. Let's go on location, just so we don't accidentally have the Ender Dragon explode our base. Alrighty, get ready. There we go. Oh, well, it flew up to the upper decks. But lo and behold, we're getting XP, we're getting all these things. Not a single amount of Skulk from here. The Wither's the most. So if we were to grab a Villager, oh, other way around. Sorry. If we were to grab a Vindicator and a Villager, this is an IQ test. Well, the door's locked, so he's not that smart. Oh, okay, there you go. He picked up fast. Youch. All right, what about the inverse? Villager. Yeah, the inverse works as well. Nicely done. So what we've got here is, what's the literal smallest amount of water that can save you? I'm going to find out with the help of this button. Oh God, Observer. Now, if you get a close-up, it doesn't even look like I'm standing inside of it until you look at my hitbox. And then, when you do, you can see that it collides at exactly 1 pixel that can save you. Even if I zoom in with this, it doesn't even look like it's hitting. So, Observer let me know that because the water is still running, it will actually push you out of that 1 pixel when you land. Just enough for a little tiny particle. All right, so if we were to have a chest made entirely up of chests, how many items could we store inside? Well, each chest stores 27. So if we have 64 times 27 times 14 times 14 times 14, that gives us a total amount of items of 4,741,632. But then if we were to go and make all of these into shulker boxes, that would then give us an additional, each of these 27 slots could be filled up with a shulker box that has its own 27 slots, each holding 64 items, giving us 8,193,540,096 items. But then then we can turn all of those into golden blocks, which then can be broken down into how many golden nuggets, observer, giving us the final amount of 663,676,747,776 nuggets. I usually just get a 12 piece myself. What happens if you have 2 of these end portals and then place all these facing you? If we were to fill all of those up, whoops, 1, 2, and there. Well, that was kind of bound to happen because it has to face that way. If I change the direction of this now to this way, it'll work. Okay. All right, now we've got it, but that was using commands. What I want to show off is Observer showed me this very weird way to build an end portal. Now you'll see the direction works even if the level doesn't. There we go. So building this nether portal style structure, we can get an end portal right up here on the top. How weird. What would happen if we were to light 2 nether portals at the exact same time? Well, it's gonna pick one of them directionally first, and it's always direction based. There we go. Double nether portal. What I did want to try is if I take my end portal frames and we were to make ourselves sort of a weird situation where I put an end portal on top of a nether portal, which one do I go into? Well, I'm going to go in survival. All right, it's nether portal if I go into it, and it's end portal never. If I go underneath it, I'm fine. So it's all head based, I guess. Oh, now I'm in the matrix. Wait, that's weird. I'm not even instantly going through the nether portal in creative. What? Yeah, so usually a nether portal you instantly jump through in creative, like so. If you do this, it doesn't know what to put you through. That's so strange. Oh, now it just doesn't teleport me. It just puts me in the sickness and nothing. We broke it, observer. What would be faster if we had efficiency 5 wooden tools or netherite, unenchanted netherite versus efficiency 5 wooden tools? You can hear the difference already. Efficiency 5 shovel wins out. Let's switch over our material to wood and try it with the axes. There's the regular netherite. There's the efficiency 5. This doesn't work because it's a wand. It's breaking faster. There we go. Another win for efficiency 5. Finishing up with stone. Even with the pickaxe, it works. That's so strange. I would have thought one of those would have won. So we've got the dripstone spikes. What would happen if we were to drop these on top of the creaking? Fellas, you ready for your casting call? Nice. Nothing like chopping down the old forest, huh? If we have a natural creaking, let it become nighttime. Get the guy over here. All right, buddy, you and me. We're gonna find out which one of us takes dripstone better. Nothing. If they're natural, they're fine. Speaking of natural creakings, but what if you have a bunch of them deactivate at once? When the daylight comes, I'll have to go. But tonight, I'm gonna also get rid of you. This poor zombie doesn't know what's going on. Is it day or night? I can't win. Oh, now he can't really. I want to see what happens too if I just chop down all of these. Later. Awesome. Now we're testing what's the highest fall that you can survive. Okay. Ow. So a regular fall, I could survive a 23 block fall with half a heart. Okay. If I were to jump into lava, 43 worked. All right, and then if I go on the bed, and I believe this one is 45 blocks, just fine. I'm not gonna be jumping on the bed anytime soon, but this monkey's just all right. Observer's going for it. And honey block, you can survive with 100 blocks, which I believe you could also do the same on hay bales. 100 blocks, that really does help a lot. All right, if I hold shift, just fine. When can the scaffolding say me? Oh, it's kind of nice to see observer from that angle. Yeah, it's any height. That is dumb. Oh, good to know. This is an example of how much water is inside of a water bucket. I've seen Alexa Real show this off, but they didn't show it off going all the way from the new build height down to the absolute bottom of the world. All right, so if I place down water, we have it spread down to its absolute limit, and then it drops down, continues to go out, and I don't think I could properly say just how big this structure is, folks. Like, you can look off in that horizon, it doesn't matter. You're not gonna reach it. Observer, you wanna do a tick sprint and just absolutely ruin this? Show how crazy it can get? Yeah, there we go. Look, we're even passing over different biomes. That's what's causing these different colors. It looks like those cups that have the weird blue scribble design on them. Oh my gosh, now it's actually really eclipsed me. What's it like going over this on a raft? This is wonderful. I don't know, we're gonna be able to see the rest of the water park like this though. I mean, to keep this in perspective, look at how far we've traveled. Cloud height's like 192 blocks. We're just now coming up on that. It is just funny watching the boats just litter away. And we finally start to reach the end here, of all places. That's ridiculous. Now, if you were to knock back me, max knockback on blue ice. Whoa! But if we were to get myself something like a saddled pig to sit... Oh, we're on the tick sprint. Can you just valet me? Just the delete from existence. I am now, I believe it's 1,300 blocks away. And then it is precise though, if you want to knock me back, right back to where I started exactly. Okay, I'm gonna switch worlds for this one because next I want to see what happens if you were to take a super flat world made entirely out of creaking hearts. All right, so what's gonna happen is if we set this tonight, then we should see a whole bunch of creaking spawning in. Because here we go. That was remarkably chill. I would have expected something to happen. There we go, now we're cooking. Okay, you give it an update and then it starts bringing in all the crickets. Oh my gosh, this is insane. Okay, so it's like when you make a world out of all sand. You just need a bunch of updates. Holy smokes. Yeah, let's set it today and see what happens, huh? Gong, 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 da, 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 da. Whoa, that was awesome. Yeah, you wanna see me die to them? Ow! Well, I'm looking at a whole bunch, so I can actually kind of use the ones that I'm looking at to keep me safe from the ones that I'm not. Oh my gosh, when I turn into the F5 mode, though, it's horrible. This is the actual FPS. This is so bad. All right, in this corner, who would win in a fight? We've got the chicken jockey. This is going to be fighting for old Skippy's army versus the jockey chicken. Oh, you're on, bud. And brawl. Oh, you got a real cowardly zombie there. Oh, can he win? I killed your chicken pretty quick. Oh yeah, baby. There's a reason why we weren't yelling jockey chicken in the theaters. Next we've got who would win in a fight? 100 baby-sized wardens. That's adorable. Versus one warden-sized baby zombie. All right, I'm gonna take this guy. Oh, he's off. Get him! Wow, that looks horrible. This is the equivalent of just stepping on a Lego every frame possible. I don't... can we get a do-over on who we picked? The wardens do have less health to make up for their baby size, but I don't know. Oh, that combined sonic boom looked bad. I mean, maybe that's fine. Wow, the baby zombie size like this is hilarious. Come on, you got this. Oh, there we go. Put him back in detention. Baby zombie's got a lot of health though. It's got warden-sized health, so it's doing pretty well. Actually, a lot better than I expected, and I'm the person who bet on it. Which one falls slower? Would it be a chicken or me with slow falling? Oh, well, maybe I should have drank that first, huh? All right, I will drink up my slow falling and let's get to it. Oh, just a real casual, I'm not doing anything. It is easily the chicken. But that begs the question, what would happen if we had a chicken with slow falling? Okay, we've got our chicken frozen in time right here. And just watching the tick step happen. And now tick unfreeze and we're good to go. Wow, that's like basically locked in place. We've turned off tick freeze by this point too. You can see it's moving, but look at how slow it moves. Is that the slowest entity in Minecraft like that? I think it might just be. Oh, there we go. Yeah, let's slow it down a little more, huh? So, Observer's now riding the chicken. We got the Observer jockey. And with the help of Mini-HUD, we now know that he is moving at exactly between 0 and 0.23 meters per second, which I think we could take to mean almost too slow that we can't even calculate it. Yeah. What if we made the human sponge? All right, it's time to get cast in SpongeBob the Musical, since what we have here is a command setup that's going to make it so that both me and Observer are functionally sponges. So all around us, we will drain water. Can we drain the ocean? Let's find out. Well, the good news is that I don't have to wring myself dry. At least no more than usual. This is ridiculous. Just the idea of being like, oh yeah, I'm hydrophobic, so I'd rather just keep my distance, thanks. This looks ridiculous. I can't even swim up if I wanted to. This is, okay, so is the answer, can you drain the ocean? Maybe if you had a lot of friends. But unless everyone wants to come over and recreate Bikini Bottom with you, I think there's more fun ways to roleplay. It is very funny though. Observe, if you fly up into the sky, trying to do like a water bucket clutch like this is pitiful. Just being like, I'm getting chased. I need to go make a jump quick. Uh oh. It's a good thing there's kelp here, otherwise I think I would have died. How slow can we possibly fall in survival? There we go, we got my speed in the top left corner there. So if I fall, I reach like a top speed of about 30 blocks per second, which we're trying to reach the bottom speed here. So if I was going through like scaffolding, you know, like 3 blocks per second, it's actually faster going down scaffolding than up. I never realized that. So if I drink my slow falling potion, that gets me down to 7.6 at my apex there. If I go against honey blocks, this is gonna slow me down even more. Not that much more. I mean, okay, so it's like between 2 point whatever and 3. Now if we add in a couple of these. Okay, now I'm going 0.01. Oh, if I also fall through the powdered snow. Yeah, it's not stacking, so it's 0.01 blocks per second is the slowest I'm able to go here. I'm also gonna freeze to death, so that's actually the fastest way out that I have, is literally just an easy way out. Oh, right, we can reach water through this too. Okay, good point, Observer. Wow, you can't even tell that I'm in the block yet. I thought I was just standing on top of a barrier. Oh, this is even slower. You got it right, Observer. I'm at 0.003 meters per second. You can see I'm just barely moving at the pixels. So if you look at like a frame of reference, you can see that I'm going slow. Oh my gosh. So which of the vines would grow the fastest? So if you're not exactly in the know, we do have 3 different kinds of vines. We have twisting vines, regular vines, and weeping vines. So weeping vines are gonna have to grow hanging from a block. These will grow on the face of a block, and the twisting vines grow from the bottom. Oh, Observer's got the right idea. We're gonna be using observers themselves to detect these. And then we'll do the old tick sprint. So Observer, let me know something. So apparently there actually can be a difference, potentially, between hanging off of a block for vines versus growing on top of blocks Ivy League style. Oh, we got an early lead by the old twisting vines. Come on. All right, 100 times speed. Here we go. Well, the vines are growing to the side, so that's not exactly in their best interest. Man, the vines are growing everywhere instead of where they're supposed to be. All right, twisting vines has already made the halfway point. Come on. Is that regular vine gonna stop the twisting vine? I mean, if that happens, I guess that's part of the strategy in the race. I mean, the regular vines have almost reached the bottom. I mean, it's easy enough. I could tell you right here that I can tell you when I notice it reaches the bottom, even if we don't have the observer there. All right, it was the regular vines. And sure enough, that did stop the twisting vines. The vines grow faster because they have a 25% chance of spreading each tick, as opposed to the other vines, which only have a 10% chance. However, as we can very clearly see by our now littered set, the vines will also grow all over the place as opposed to straight up and down. Funnily enough, we can make a flower that kills just about anything because a falling block can be set to any block type as far as how it looks, and it can also mimic how an anvil drops as well. So by using the right command, which was this one right here, you can copy all of this to make a lily of the valley that'll drop on us and actually kill anything that's underneath it. But you know what's funny is that if we were to just have a regular flower underneath it, like so, then we'd be completely safe because the flower would break it as a falling block. Next, we're going to test, is it possible to eat a chorus fruit to get yourself on or off the nether roof? So this is showing me the teleportation radius for my chorus fruit. Let's see if I had a clearing underneath, if that would take me upside down. Hey, look at that, sure enough. Now, will it take me on top of the roof is the question. So far, it's not looking like it'll teleport me up. That makes sense. So because it works off the same teleportation engine as Enderman, Enderman can't teleport on bedrock, so neither can we. Oh, so according to the wiki, they just full out stop if we're above the nether roof. So this would only, yeah, look at that. Weird. No teleporting at all. Can you drown in a waterlogged chest when you're scaled down? All right, so I'm gonna make myself 0.2 of my size. Very teeny tiny. Sure enough, you actually can. Wow, I wouldn't have expected that working. Wow, I can even go down in these puddles here inside of the waterlogged blocks. That's really neat. Here we go. Chest clutch. Nice. What blocks can you use to obstruct a guardian beam? Oh, here we go. We got our guardian inside of a minecart, so it's not gonna move. So what can we use to save ourselves? We got a couple of different blocks here, Observer. We could split these. I'll take some of them from the top row. You can take some from the bottom. Oh, so it's shooting through the block because its line of sight is directly above it. So what we can do is we can place stuff on top of it. Heavy core, safe. What about cake? Sure enough, fence. Does fence have different parameters though because of line of sight? Maybe a little bit. Candle? Even a candle works. Glass? Even glass works. Slab, obviously. Stone cutter, grindstone. Oh, grindstone actually didn't seem to save me. That's very interesting. Wow, that actually works off of different behaviors than other transparent blocks. So it's a hitbox raycast. Look at that. The lectern, but can it get me from like this angle of the lectern? It can. How much TNT do you need to kill a warden? Oh, this is gonna be fun. So we can toggle on our counter. All right, so I summon in the warden and then I can summon in, obviously, that's 5 TNT right there. Not enough, you got it. 57? 57 was enough. All right, let's just try to find the sweet spot. 21, blackjack. 21, okay. That's less than I would have expected actually. 16, sweet 16. Okay, 10. So it looks like 10 was just about the amount. All right, let's go to 9. Wow, exactly 10. Huh. What happens if you're riding a pig when it gets struck by lightning? All right, well, let me summon this guy, ride him up, and then summon lightning above me. Whoa, what? No, I would not have believed that happened for a second. This is my carrot on a stick work. Maybe I need something else that's more inspiring for this guy. What happens if I attack him? I can't. All right, here we go. Summon lightning bolt. So if I punch this guy, I'm safe. Ha ha ha. He's like, dude, get my hat off. Dude, he's right up there. Dude, stop waiting around.
I'm sorry, I can't read. I'm trying. Stop moving.
I'm not trying to stop. What if I killed it and it dropped a saddle? Hey, you wanna slay it for me? Nah, just the gold nugget. So if you're willing to spend a saddle, you could go and ride the coolest mount in Minecraft. Now we're going to find out just how many ores are in a single chunk. So we just picked a random chunk here, and by clearing it out by using Axiom or World Edit, we can then go through and select this area and see just how many ores are in this specific chunk. Well, the truth is too is that this distribution will change depending on the different biomes that you're in as well. Like mesas, you're gonna get a whole bunch more gold ore. Extreme hills, you'll find your emeralds and stuff in those kinds of biomes. Alrighty, so from this one, we see that we've got 210 coal ore, 130 iron ore, 28 deep slate redstone ore. I wasn't expecting that to be so high. Followed by deep slate iron ore, 26, deep slate gold ore, 21, redstone ore, 20, lapis lazuli ore, 16, gold ore, 16, deep slate diamond ore, 8, a regular diamond ore, 5, lapis lazuli ore, 4, and 1 jungle log that made it into the chunk somehow. Whoa. So sure enough, you can make a full void cube out of, we got barriers here, but these are all just the end gateway blocks. Oh, that's trippy. I can't run through these, but look at that. And then I go through the floor and I make it to the end. That's awesome. As you can see, they give off different particle effects. The gateways give off the nether portal effects, and we get smoke from the regular end portal. That makes sense. It was kind of an older particle. What happens if we were to take a horse or a mule and give them Frostwalker? So using this command combo that we've got set up, oh yeah, this is actually amazing. Why is this not in the base game? I feel like this would be so much cooler to go across. Just going around and ride on this. I know we've shown off how to make Frostwalker boats in the past with commands, but I actually really like using a horse in this way. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, horses aren't exactly easy to bring across the water, basically. So having this alternative would be a real saving grace for our steeds. So according to Mojang, we're not able to mix our chest plates and elytras together. It's supposed to be deliberate that you have to choose between one or the other. However, now we've got such a case which lets us use commands to get a glider chest plate. We'll put the command on screen for you to do this, but I actually have, oh, I look awesome. I look like a superhero. Are you kidding me? Oh, I love this. And it's not even, oh, it is using the durability. I was gonna say, if it doesn't use the durability, this is overpowered. It's overpowered as is. And it's not just us who's getting the elytra upgrade, but in fact, we can also do it to our mobs as well. Sure enough, there is a command where we can give our mobs, as you can see by this pig, it has an elytra that it's wearing. Now it's in its secret inventory, but it's sure enough wearing it. Oh, let's go in some distance too. Remember when we used to do this instead of paper airplanes? Ugh. Well, some of us are better equipped for the elytra than others, but you could do this to any kind of mob like this. I just think that's so funny. Villager? Look at him go. He picks up some pace. He just doesn't know how to not slam his face. How small of a block could be used to negate a creeper explosion? Now, if you didn't know this, we could actually use something as simple as dirt to stop a creeper from exploding and hurting us. So a slab worked just fine. But what if I use, like, I don't know, a candle? I don't think so. Come on. Okay, candle did not work. A cake? Come on, everyone loves cake. That definitely helped. A bell? This is why you're gonna get notified about all future uploads. Nice! Yeah, ring the bell so you don't get exploded by a creeper, what I would tell you. Flower pot? Maybe. Okay, anvil. Anvil's even strong enough to survive it. Here we have the zombie spawner. Now, what this will do, it'll summon a zombie with the max reinforcement stat. So if I set it over to night, and then I summon in the leader, that zombie's going to call in reinforcements. I think we have to damage him a little bit. There we go. So now look at all the zombies that it's calling in with it. Yeah, just keep herding it, observer. Real torture it. I didn't know that this was a stat that you could tweak. So 1 leader and we got a lot of problems. Yeah, you can look at how they spawn in. That's so strange. If we were to summon in a zombie that has a button on its head, we can't see it, but sure enough, it won't burn in the day because it counts as its head. Observer actually has the right idea there. You go into spectator mode with it. Can you see it if you fly inside it? Yeah, look at that. You can fly inside and ew, it's acacia brain. But sure enough, with that acacia button, which is kind of funny, it doesn't burn, it's a wooden button, but it now thinks that's a full durability helmet. So it's applying all of the fire damage to its helmet, but the helmet will never break, giving us the immune to daylight zombie. Look at that. What would happen if we were to use soul speed 100? So by using commands to amplify the soul speed enchantment up past 3, we've now got our soul speed 100 boots. Oh boy. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. And then this is the max level 255. Woo! Observer, this is amazing. Look at me go. My hand is shaking. This is brilliant. And then I just launch off the side, but I don't even care. Look if I'm sneaking how fast I go. These villagers are so confused. Oh, this is amazing. It's like annoying. Could you imagine just trying to do like parkour with this? Just like navigating on 1 block. All right, observer, show me how we make this happen. So we can keep stacking up our camel ladder. There we go. Oh, they're starting to take a little bit of damage. We're gonna have to ride this ladder fast. If I'm not mistaken, we could right click and go the right angle here. Here we go. Oh yeah, I'm climbing the ladder, baby. And then like climbing up to the top. I hope that I get a promotion. Oh no. Well, I guess any ladder would break if you probably put it up too high. I remember I did a short once that had like all of the camels stacked with all of the camels on top of them. So it made like a camel dodecahedron weird thing. It was like a camel pyramid. It looked awesome. Just you bringing your camels around. They're very polite. I mean, except for the one that literally is killing his brothers and sisters over there. Yours are awfully kind. It's got kind of a leaning tower of camel vibe. So, funnily enough, we've shown off in the past giving the fox an item. But if we get it to pick up a mace, it can actually use the mace smash attack. There we go. And then if we could get it to get the drop on it, eventually it'll do the actual full density smash. Awesome. Wait, what happens if you give it with wind burst? That's embarrassing. Come on, go for the drop again. Oh no, well, I guess you get it back. Clearly don't play around with tools that you're not powerful enough to understand. So here we're going to be summoning an Enderman that then places down a spawner that spawns more Endermen. What'll happen? So the reason we're on a super flat is that when you tick sprint like this, it get very laggy. So we needed to have something where it wasn't loading all the other stuff that we have at the observatory set. Yeah, set it to nighttime. There we go. Now we're cooking. Oh yeah. So as soon as they place their block, they die. Oh, this is amazing. Just music to my ears. Enderman join the world, Enderman leave. It's really a circle of life, circle of death kind of situation. Look at these towers of spawners that they're building out. All this started with one little guy. The villager item redstone. And what I mean by that is that we can actually have Skulk detect when a villager puts out their item. So if I were to have the different things to go and trade with these villagers, like if I hold out the iron, it'll detect that the villager's holding it. Hold out the gold. There you go. But look, we can like basically selectively hold items to trigger redstone this way. So I can say like, oh, okay, I want to let someone in my store. You got to make sure they have diamonds first. How cool is that? In this video from Michael23B, we can see that they made a junction where if you're holding out different items, it'll actually decide which way your minecart should go. Because we have a villager holding here in the middle, and then it directs us the right way. That's so cool. So this is a tag that was added in kind of sneakily to Minecraft. We covered it in a changelog video in the past. But the idea here is that this villager might look like it's on fire, but it's not actually burning, because there's an MBT tag for things to have visual fire while being completely fine. Frosty the Snowman, he's chill. I mean, despite what he looks like. And what's cool about this is that this actually works as well if you were to put them in water. So they're still on fire in water. How weird. I mean, that's not gonna go so great for our snowman, then he just melts. But for the bat, same thing. What happens during the Ender Dragon fight if the entire End Island was made out of destructible blocks? All right, let's kit ourselves up, Observer, going in. Normally, our friend the Ender Dragon wouldn't exactly be able to break any of the obsidian or end stone that's here. But if we switch it all out for stone, what's gonna happen then? Oh, here we go, here we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Oh, it's coming for you, Observer. Look at it, now we got the cave dragon. This is awesome. Look at it carve these patterns. This is neat. This is like our own little terraforming. Terraforming? Well, I think we got our answer of how that changes the fight. Now it looks like you're playing in a Quake 2 map. Okay, this actually looks awesome to see from the outside. We're making like the coolest arena. So what we've got is a command that'll change our gravity to a much lower value with the attribute command, essentially giving us moon gravity. How cool is this? So there is still some gravity. It can go all the way down to -1, which just means that you're shooting off into space super fast. But I think if you pair this with the end, how about this? It just looks like we're walking around the moon. I mean, they did add the moon in a little Minecraft update in the past, so it seems pretty fitting. Ow. Oh, be careful though. If you fall too far, you can still take fall damage. What I'm curious is like, if you have a frog on the moon, how high does Noobster jump? Come on, buddy. Pretty casual. All right, I guess it's just a regular Tuesday going to the moon. Fine, whatever. What about a rabbit? It's falling a lot slower. I thought it would go a lot higher. One of these frogs has to jump, right? It's in their nature. We're trying to make Mario Odyssey 2. Come on, guys. Hey, there we go. Wow, it doesn't jump any higher. It jumps. Oh, there we go. I'll be honest, I expected a lot more. Well, okay, that's gonna maybe kick a little more into the spirit, Observer. If we were to make bees that were bigger than the hive, would they still go in the hive? Let's find out. Here's our bee. Oh, it's getting a little bigger. Is he too big to even recognize that it is home now? Oh, you got too big for us, huh? Oh, Mr. Hollywood, yeah, go fly around. Just because you got added in 1.15. Who did it? So is that when you make them even bigger? Whoa, okay, hey, buddy. Maybe it would if we didn't have the leaves here? Okay, so if we make it nighttime, they should go into their hive, right? They're too big. Size 4, they can't. What if we make them, okay, I sized them down. So as soon as I size them down to what's this size? Size 2, they can make it in. But size 4, no luck. Will they still go in with size 3? Said it's midnight again? Okay, that worked. So it does work, it's just extremely hard. Okay, so here's how we make an infinite velocity minecart, is that we just put down a whole bunch of minecarts where it gets very annoying. So look, we have infinite velocity going both ways. Oh, so the velocity went to not applicable. So now we have minecarts that have no velocity? Wait, okay, that's what you mean, is that we got floating minecarts here, Observer. And this could be done in survival. What? We could even be riding these as like a way of making a bridge out of minecarts. So it's like a virus. So as soon as one minecart touches another, it ruins its velocity. Yeah, these are all in vanilla. This is, I know we were in creative when we built this. You could build this in survival. What happens if I were to push this with a sticky piston? So I can move it with a sticky piston like that. What the? And I can still ride it. This is the strangest thing. What is the maximum level of XP that you can get in Minecraft? So the maximum level is going to be 238,609,312 levels. From here, the XP bar is completely removed. This is the highest for survival. Going any higher than this would give me a negative level, right? Because it goes over the integer level. So it's 256 quadrillion, 204 trillion, 778 billion, 204,999,070 XP. So, how many chickens would that take? So if we get an average of 2 XP from a chicken, then we need to kill roughly, oh my gosh, I gotta number this out again. 128 quadrillion, 102 trillion, 389 billion, 102,499,535 chickens. To put that in perspective, we only have maybe like 1,000 here. It's nowhere close. So it is possible to make realistic climbing spiders by using a command that makes it so that once a spider is at a certain point, it actually flips over. So if a spider were to start climbing on the wall, yeah, they're really nice paid actors. Come on. So once the spider climbs up to this certain point, it'll detect it with a command block, then making it a dinner bone spider. I think that's pretty cool. Also terrifying. Get out of here. I'm sick of spiders. How many axolotls does it take to kill the Elder Guardian? Let's find out. All right, buddy, I really need you to really pick up the pace here. All right, 4 axolotls? Wow, we could do exactly 1 attack to it before it has to regen. That's pitiful. 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, that's 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. That's pitiful. I guess it's nice as a little bit of a distraction, but that was way less than I was expecting. What is the absolute slowest way to break obsidian in survival? So the slowest that I could go would be, I have mining fatigue right here. I'm submerging myself in water with these bubble columns. And then that gives it so I'm mining even slower. So using my fist obviously would be very, very slow. I mean, usually it takes 5 minutes to do this if you're doing it with your hand, right? Observer will get a nice AFK clip of doing it. So Observer sat there and punched it for like 2 hours, but even after all that time of punching it non-stop, it didn't even budge. I think we just made it too hard to break. So although it doesn't show, mobs like the Blaze could actually be holding an axe in its secret inventory using commands. It can actually disable my shield. Yeah, look at that. So it turns it off and then it can still kill me. So now my shield doesn't work because it's disabled, so I can't even block it until the cooldown's done. I'm just saying, if they want an idea for the wildfire, I think that's a pretty cool one. What level of haste is needed to instant mine deep slate? Let's find out. Well, we know that efficiency 5 is not the answer. I can just tell you right now, flat out nope. All right, so if I have haste 2, still no. Oh, that makes it painful to go and make a perimeter. The second one is haste 8. Hey, here we go. So the animation doesn't even load because my hand's going so fast. Look at that. All right, so with haste 210, I can insta-mine obsidian, baby. Oh yeah. Awesome. Just delete anything. Yeah, even blocks that I'm not supposed to break. Okay, I'm a little slow on the old tree trunks, but things like dirt and stuff, completely fine. Blocks of netherite. Oh yeah. Look, I can even break reinforced deep slate. Yeah, that's insane. Mycelium versus grass. Which one grows faster? Let's find out. All right, Observer's fighting for the mycelium. I'm fighting for grass. It's time for me to go touch grass, Observer. All right, my strongest soldier. Advance. All right, now changing the random tick speed. Here we go. Oh yeah, look at that. Well, what won? Let's get a little count here. All right, so the final results. We got 662 grass blocks and 640 mycelium. Sorry, Observer. It looks like you need a little bit more runway for your mycelium. I think that's where mycelium really takes the cake. So, dripstone damage is capped. So how much dripstone would it take to kill the wither? Let's find out. I'll summon in a new one, place up my dripstone and let it rip. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 be the number. How many bed explosions does it take to kill the wither? Well, obviously we usually use our beds to kill off the ender dragon. Oh, sorry, let me just be awesome for a second. Just get that achievement real quick. No biggie. So that be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there you go. I guess beds are as strong as dripstone spikes. Go figure. You can do it in 7. Yeah, here, I'll spawn them in. You go do the once over, Observer. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nice. All right, 7. Just edging out the dripstone. Well done, Observer. What would happen if lava refilled in the nether the way that water does in the overworld? So we can actually do this with the help of a command. It is the lava source conversion game rule that we can see here. The easiest way to test this is if I go make the basic, you can see that turns into lava in the middle. But what I would like to see, Observer, what would happen if we just like completely decimated the lava here? How does this look? So you can see it already filled back up. We can't even ruin it fast enough. Oh, this would be the best furnace array in history. You just use a dispenser to pick up the buckets, have infinite fuel source because it's literally infinite. Whoa, Observer's flooding it. Look at that. So just by placing a row like so, we could actually just have it create a whole new lava layer. How intimidating would that be if you just had a wave of lava coming towards you? It's like, oh, great. Not only is it gonna burn all my stuff, it's gonna burn literally everything that my family owns too. What would happen if we were to take our pigs and give them soul speed enchantment boots to then make our pigs even faster? So this is soul speed 3. Okay, it's not the most remarkable. Let's go up to soul speed 10. Now I'm going up to about 8 blocks a second. Man, this is with like enchantments that none of this is possible in survival and it's still pitiful. Okay, well, we'll see if we do any better with the soul speed 50. Oh, there we go. Now we're talking. All right, now we're up to 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 blocks per second. And it seems like that's where it kind of caps out. It really is kind of a sad arc with these things of just watching it hit top speed and then slow right back down. 128. All right, here we go. Now I'm going 30 blocks per second. These pillagers are even more confused than they were before. 255.
Oh, yeah.
How fast are we going now? 50, 58, 59, 60, 62 blocks per second. Oh my gosh. I flooded my pig and now he's just a regular porker. It is possible to make a potion that gives you all of the potion effects in one. So we have a singular potion here. It's uncraftable, but look at all that it gives me. So this will give me Furious Cocktail, and how did we get here in exactly one potion? Well, it's not gonna be the most fun drink. Splish splash. I feel like I die. I float up into space and everything goes black. What happens if I hit like a mob with it? So long, nerd.
Ah, how did we get here? Ah!
It's funny that you can still see them. It is like their soul left their body. If we were to take our Riptide Trident, for standards, this is a regular Riptide 3. Obviously, very impressive. But what if we get it up to like Riptide level 100? And we're off! Oh my gosh, the sound glitches out too. How high am I? 3,500 blocks away. Well, kinda wish I thought this through before I thought it was mostly simulator stuff on the first day of space camp. Level 255, the absolute strongest. Let me get up my F3 and let me hit it. All right, we're reaching a top of, it looks like 9,000 blocks. Observer, I got one other thing to try with this. Let's get the weather to rain and let me get the Elytra on, and we're going to go for the coolest space program in history. For starters, here was the Riptide level 3. Already going very fast, mind you. Here's level 100. Whoa! I feel like Superman. This is great. All right. Whoa! Whoa! Okay, I hit the 255. That's awesome. No one can hear me scream. And that crush still isn't going to be the worst thing that happens to this village. Well, this used to be a village. It looks like some people haven't migrated fully yet. I didn't realize it extended this far out. Look at this. We've got so much TNT. All right, just a few. A couple of arrows. All right, remove the glass. Oh, I see it starting. Where's the villager? I gotta see the villagers react to this. Villagers react to their house and home being exploded.
Oh, no, that's great. Yeah, that's really exactly what I was hoping for.
It's kind of a beautiful shot. Look at it. Each one of these is one of you. Look at how destructive we can all be together. I think we made the worst water park in history. Look at all the flying blocks. All the falling blocks of sand and gravel getting launched. If we wanted to kill 10 million mobs, how long would it take with the world's fastest mob farm? So this is the Ender, which would be about as good as most people would have in their world, right? And we're killing off 279 Endermen per minute. So if we wanted to kill off 10 million of them, that would take 35,842 minutes or 597 hours. Folks, that's about 25 days straight of just clicking my mouse like this. I mean, it's a good thing we got mending, but holy smokes. We're gonna be here for 25 days, might as well get comfortable. What's this, a Mr. Beast challenge? You know, hold on, tick freeze for a second. Observer, I gotta ask, if each one of these Endermen is supposed to represent a subscriber, then is this kind of inhumane? Yeah, we should probably get out of here. This is the Friender Ender now. So if we were to have 10 million Endermen, would they be able to remove an entire mountain? Let's find out. Let's get our Endermen in. Here we go. We've got commands to get them all deployed. That's not even near 10 million and it's plenty. Look at them fall down. We're nowhere close to 10 million. Just the slow falling deploy of them all cracks me up. It's tick sprint time, baby. Hit me with it. Wow, look at that. So if we turn on the simulation and render, then it's only loading these chunks with our Enderman sample size. Currently, we're going about 5 times game speed. A key thing to note is that they can't pick up stone. So can 10 million Endermen carve a mountain? Well, by the looks of it, maybe they can build their own, but they can't pick up stone, so it's impossible for them to ever carve this mountain. What does 10 million observers look like? Well, I see 4 right here. I see 1, the observer. This is all well and good. I guess we'll teleport to, oh. Yeah, when you said you needed some time for a family reunion, I didn't think that they were coming to us. Holy smokes. I like that they move in pods. This is like all the ships and Guardians of the Galaxy coming to save the universe at the end. So it's nice to meet you all. Okay, this is my second cousin, this is my third cousin, fourth cousin, fifth cousin, sixth cousin, seventh cousin, eighth cousin, ninth cousin once removed. That's my dog walker. This must make it a real pain for will readings, huh? Show me what you got. I remember when Observer and I started first working together, the channel had just over 100,000 subscribers. So from 100,000 observers to 10 million. Well, we've got a few signs here, because what if we took after Stampy's Love Garden and put all of our subscribers' names onto signs? Oh my gosh. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, we gotta start thanking him. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. Hello, Kitty. Okay, I appreciate it. Mozzarella with 1 Z. Humbly Bumbly. That's a fun name. We've got just No. Gray CK. Christopher Miller. Cool Kid. Spencer Varsh. John Matthews. Sebas Naomi Wood. Thank you all so much for subscribing. Oh, thank you. Thanks to nobody for subscribing. What if we wanted to drain 10 million blocks of water from the ocean? Well, it probably wouldn't be great for our coral reefs, but oh my gosh. Look at all of the... It's funny how all of the kelp and seagrass keeps holding on. YouTube tells me that 70% of you are still waterlogged, so if you want to change that, then go subscribe. But look at all these dry areas. It looks like we've made coral reefs out of the remaining waterlogged. And then you just see this huge water wall. This is what flat earthers believe the side of the earth is like. What I would love to see too is if I just did like slash filled, wait no, it's slash set sponge. Slash set sponge. Now we should see the lag come in. That's the problem, is that 10 million's so big that it bricks things. Hey, here's our sponge. This is 10 million sponge. Wow, that is ugly. So if each sponge can clear out 135 blocks, then if you had the absolute perfect theoretical sponge placement, then it would be 74,074 sponges to clear out that much water. Let's see what it would look like to deal 10 million damage in a single attack. Now, we're not using anything fancy like Fallen Breath's rail cannon. We're actually just using a mace. Because if you were to fall 6,666,647 blocks and land a smash attack, you could actually deal that amount of damage. How long does it take to fall 6,666,647 blocks? It would take 85,000 seconds, 1,417 minutes, 23.6 hours of falling. But if you can land it, then that's going to be 10 million damage that you deal to your unsuspecting friend. But if you don't, it's gonna be embarrassing. All right, by the looks of it, we've got multi-shot at the max level. Oh, we've also got pillagers with that too. I understand completely. Go, boys. Oh no. They can't even live through it. Whoa, I didn't even know that was possible. Look at how wide that shoots. It shoots in a radius. You're like the arrow TNT cannon that we showed off. That's so cool. All right, so if we tick freeze and then go up here and I just shoot out a bunch. Look at the beautiful patterns. It looks like the target that I'm supposed to hit, not the arrows. Oh no, this is gonna get bad. It is bad. I can confirm it's bad. Wow. Just that sheep or pig over there dying. That's hilarious. Oh, Observer's making a sphere of arrows. What? The arrow sphere. Launch the sphere. This is actually what a white hole is. Oh, fantastic. A while ago, we did a short that had one warden versus a bunch of llamas to see who would win in a fight. What if we were to spawn in 10 million llamas versus the one warden? Deploy the goobers. Oh, fantastic. Let them all spill in. The warden's taking notice. He's realizing someone's encroaching on his turf. It's kind of hard not to. We're currently at 1,500. There's 2,000 now. That's probably good. We're starting to get a little laggy. Let's start the fight. There's a little bit of spread combat here. They're also going after each other. They could barely even aim at the warden to get the attack right. Look at just this wave of pink. This looks like the channel logo. Look at it, it's just a bunch of red and white. They're killing each other more than they're killing the warden. I gotta say, the llamas in the past did a lot better than the llamas of the now. Well, I think we're getting like 10 million things of leather, I'll tell you that much. Oh, he's now gotten bored of the llamas. All right, we'll check in on that later. Oh boy. Well, this is nowhere near 10 million anvils falling from the sky, but we're gonna see what that looks like. Oh, I might regret this. I'll definitely regret this. Wow, look at all of them. It is kind of, obviously it makes sense. They all fell the same distance, so they should be equally cracked. But you just don't expect to see the texture repeated like that. Look at this. This looks like one of our build hacks where we tell you to use all the anvils in your floor design. Oh, the mushrooms were stronger than them. Look at that. Oh, no. Okay, well now I am trapped inside of the anvils. Let's see if I'll die now. Skip the tutorial, reporting live. I used to be reporting dead, but thankfully I've now just become the anvils. I've succumbed to our anvil overlords. The 10 million pufferfish bath. I never like a sign that says start, good luck. Maybe it just like starts my good luck. Maybe things are finally gonna go better. Oh, yep, everything's going up swimmingly, except for me. Oh my gosh, look at running through them. This must look ridiculous in F5. You just see them all puff up. Yeah, there you go, clear them out, observer, use the bow. This is horrible. They're kind of cute before they start popping up. There's something kind of horrific about seeing like the baby versions of them next to the dead versions of their parents. Yeah, look, we made kind of a bone meal farm and a mess. The 10 million door maze. Find the secret chest. Good luck. Oh, that's why it's good luck. I understand completely. All right, can I reach the secret chest? Well, I'm gonna go into F5 and hope. Maybe I could run on top of them? Ow, I hate Vexes. Well, maybe I'm distracted them, observer can find it. They really just gang up on you, don't they? One door closes, another door is apparently right behind it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Next door on the right. Okay, I'm just trying to find the bathroom, thanks. Surely there's the chest somewhere, right? This is how you used to have to build iron golem farms. Hey, the secret chest. And it's just another pufferfish. Fantastic. How long does it take to pass 10 million Minecraft days? As we all know, 10 million Minecraft days is not the same as 10 million real life days, but how long would it take to pass? Well, if a Minecraft day is 20 minutes, that's easy math to get us to 200 million real life minutes. That's 3.33 repeating million hours. 138,888.9 days. 380 years of straight playtime. Let's accelerate time. This is going by fast, and it's still not gonna get us there anytime soon. How long would it take for a chicken to lay 10 million eggs? Let's get our chicken. Hey, you're gonna be real busy. Well, we've got one egg. It takes chicken an average of 7.5 minutes to lay an egg. Anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes is the range. Then that would be 75 million minutes or 1.25 million hours or 143 years. Could you imagine being this chicken and just being like, I have how long of a shift? All right, better start pushing. So far, we've only gotten one egg, so it's gonna be a while. 9,999,999 left to go. How many books would it take to write out 10 million characters? Well, I guess they're not well-written characters. They're not gonna have a lot of depth to them. Each book can fill 100 pages, each with 1,023 characters per page. Oh yeah, this is a real good book. I don't read Braille, but I'm sure it's great. While that is technically true, you can have 100 pages and 1,000 characters per page. There is a character limit for the overall book of 32,500, meaning that it would take 308 of these books to get up to 10 million characters. That would be 51 chiseled bookshelves. So, less than a stack of chiseled bookshelves. That's actually pretty impressive. The 10 million bees put in the 10 million beehives. Oh boy. Well, we're gonna get a nice up close and personal look when we poke the wall. Oh yeah, now we're talking. And then if I were just to, I don't know. Yeah, baby. We gotta go, observer, we gotta go. Look at them all chase after me. I made it away scot-free. How big is 10 million versus Minecraft stats? Well, according to the player-based statistics, Minecraft has 200 million monthly users. So that means that 10 million makes up 5% of that. Can you believe that? 5% of all people that play Minecraft are subscribed. That is insane. And we make up 2 of those users. I'm subscribed. I don't know about you. Oh. Speaking of players, back in 2011, that was when Minecraft.net first announced that it had registered 10 million users. Which brings up our next point, Mr. Observer, of how much would 10 million copies of Minecraft cost? Well, if we're going off of the Java Edition prices currently, granted, we're not going from regional prices because that does mix up stuff. So let's just deal with the standard $30 per copy US. Then that would be 300 million US dollars. Really, it'd be 299 million, which is actually saving you $1 million, so you're welcome on that one. That would be 268,261,266 euros, 44,256,542,900 yen, 16,725,522,956 Philippine pesos. That's more than we've made off of 10 million subscribers. I'm just gonna be flat and blunt with you. We're probably closer to, if that's Mojang's stack, we've probably got not this copper block. Hey, there you go. That's relative. If I wanted to mine 10 million blocks, how many wooden pickaxes would I need? Oh, looks like it's time for me to get started, because if I go against this cobblestone generator, it would take me 169,492 wooden pickaxes to mine all of these 10 million cobblestone. So, yeah, just check in on me whenever you want. Back on the prison server. Oh yeah, you want to trade shifts? Here, you go ahead. Oh, good work. That's cobblestone wasted. I guess your wooden pickaxe isn't breaking anytime soon, so that's fine too. What if we wanted to use not the worst pickaxe, but instead the best? Here we've got a netherite pickaxe set to 10 million durability. This one could mine up to 40 million blocks before breaking. Yeah, so we got some time. Yeah, that's oh look, I just scuffed it a little bit. We've still got 9,999,999 blocks to go. Here we've got food that is set to 10 million ticks to eat. All right, well, I'm a little hungry, I guess. Here, you wanna try this? So it is literally impossible to eat this. It doesn't even let me right click it. It doesn't play the particles. So if I right click, it doesn't make me slower. So I am technically eating it. You just can't even see the particles come from it. Now I'm just gonna suck on this potato for a while. Thanks. I'm not actually that hungry. What would happen if you took the seed 10 million and generated it? I will generate 10 million with commas. You will generate it without. Alrighty. Well, I just got a big dark oak forest. Here, let's go check out observers. So this is 10 million without commas. All right, we've got the ice spikes biome. Oh, a trial chamber right here is not bad at all. Cool. Before we do number 30, let's go check in on our warden friend. Still pretty good. What if I were to be a llama, huh? Maybe I could go and show him what. Well, I guess he's still living. All right, we'll check in on him later. This is the 10 million jump strength trampoline. All right, let's enable it. Boing! Oh my gosh. Okay, that sent me like 1,500 blocks up. I guess my ticket only paid for one jump on the trampoline. This is awesome though. Eat. Nice. Good thinking, observer. Oh shoot, I accidentally pressed jump again. Wow, even after eating my chorus fruit, I still had so much upward momentum that I shot up again. It's seeing your head every time that I jump that cracks me up. The level 10 million baby zombie. Now this is a baby zombie with 10 million in all of its categories, including how likely is it gonna kill me? All right, so this is a 10 million attribute speed, 10 million strength. Now I'm just getting spawn camped. Yeah, stay back. It's very hard to last long enough. Hey, there you go. And stay there. Well done, observer. Let's see if we give ourselves the 10 million speed attribute. Okay, we gotta align ourselves. I understand it. Okay. Yeah, I've already got insane levels of FOV here. Just smack against it like a bird against a window. Oh my gosh, even if I hold shift, I launch over to the other corner of the observatory map. It moves so fast I can't even load going out of the observatory. Yeah, if I press, okay. Wow. One W tap, I'm 5,000 blocks away. What if I were to fish with a 10 million luck attribute? All right, a nice break from that all. Let's just go and try some fishing, shall we? Here we go. We got lure 5, 10 million luck. Here we go. Oh my gosh. What? I don't think the jump scare was necessary. That felt like 10 million unlucky, but I already got a bow. Well, it's great if you want anything that isn't fish. If you want to be technically the worst fisherman, I feel like more like I'm doing community service. this. It's like, I just want lunch. Oh, come on, I can't eat a nautilus shell. This is what happens when fish fear you, observer. Just a saddle every frame. I mean, I guess it's nice if you want to completely miss the point of fishing. What would happen if you have 10 million armor versus 10 million attack damage? You think armor's gonna win? Okay, I'll go armor. Hit me. All right, 10 million attack versus 10 million armor. Okay, wow, my armor didn't stand a chance. Oh, do we need 10 million durability to stand it? So if we give this max durability, would it last? Hit me. Nope. All right, well, I guess always have good offense, I guess. I don't know, I thought defense stood for something. This is 10 million things of fire. Oh boy, man, that's really cleaning up quick. Oh, sweet, we unearthed a mob spawner. I mean, it's probably too high of a light level for anything to spawn right now. Oh my gosh, listen to the combined sound of all the fires. Just like, oh, sit down, I'll tell you a campfire story. Ever tell you about the one where the house burned down? What can I say? All the other good stories went up in the fire. Oh, look at it spread into this cave. All of the vines and stuff, I've never seen this. Today we're talking about void survival. Because did you know that if you were to have 10 million enchanted golden apples, then you could actually survive for a time in the void? See you later, observer. I'm following after you because with these, if I just keep eating these steadily, I can survive 16.1 million seconds in the void. Almost 187 real-life days straight. It's not the best way to live, but it is a way to live. Speedrunning getting 10 million melons in survival. So to even store that many, you would need 5,787 chests. As we talked about earlier, that would be an 18 by 18 by 18 cube of chests, completely full. Not a single gap in there, mind you. And then all the farms that you would need to do this is just insane. You need a creeper farm, you need rail duplication, string duplication, oozing slime potions, a moss bone meal farm, a wood farm from there, cobblestone farm, and an iron farm, no doubt. All just to get what? A couple of melon slices? It's a lot of effort for one of the worst food sources in the game. Even just building this, you need to go out and build so far over the water. That's crazy. But also clips of Wreck doing this. I mean, it is just insane seeing all of this sprint. Trying to do this in 100 days is insane. So the default spawn radius, which is if you die, it'll put you within 10 blocks radius of where spawn is. That's why you can die and not always end up in the same spot, but the same general area. Though, what if we were to set the spawn radius up to 10 million? Now, if I were to die, it has to go and load completely opposite chunks for me to spawn in. I am now 800,000 blocks away on the X, 10 million blocks away on the Z. If you want the effects of a hardcore world without actually having to go and have a hardcore world, this is basically that. Just loading new chunks completely. This chicken doesn't even know. I was 10 million blocks away from you. You're not even clued in. What if we were to compare this to the total amount of dye combinations possible? Well, with the help of leather armor and all the different ranges that we can dye things, because we can dye it in mid states. Like if I take this full red, but then if I do red and white, but then a little bit more red, so on and so forth, there actually ends up being 5,713,438 different colors. So that's crazy. With 16 different dyes and all the different mathematical combinations, we still have almost double the amount of subscribers. But I can't exactly have subscriber colored pants, can I? It's the ugliest dye combination that you can make. This is my question. What if I take like a helmet and then just throw everything in here? Not the worst though. It's kind of like a periwinkle. I actually expected that to be a lot worse. You look very spiffy. Maybe your shirt needs a wash. Speaking of different combinations, I didn't realize how horrifying all these beacons are, but when they look like a virus that starts spreading out, that's a little haunting. Because it would take 1,476 different ore items to make the 164 blocks needed just for one fully powered beacon. Then, if we were using all of this as iron ingots, it would take 14,760,000,000 different iron ingots. Which, just to craft all the blocks to even power those beacons on, we would then need another 10 million items. So, get busy with your iron farm. You can't exactly power it with melons. How many trees would you have to chop to get 10 million planks? On average, for a regular oak tree like this, we're getting about 5 logs. And from those 5 logs, we can obviously get 20 planks. So figuring that, we would need 500,000 oak trees. So in this forest, how many logs would there be? All right, so in this forest, there was about 906. So it would take me 2,759 forest biomes just to get that much. Or if I were to get the fastest oak log farm in the world, this one does 620,000 logs per hour. So it would take 48 minutes with the absolute fastest farm to get that many planks. We all know that the blue axolotl is the rarest of the axolotls. But if you had 10 million axolotl, how many blue variants would we have? We started breeding them all up like so. Then, from all of these 10 million axolotls, we would still only have 8,333 blue variants. A tiny, tiny fraction. Oh, and also credit for the statue comes from BBelle. Very nicely done on their axolotl, but it's not the one we're looking for. Keep searching, observer. All right, re-roll. How long would it take to travel 10 million blocks by horse? It's not exactly anyone's favorite way to travel, but if we were to go and take the world's fastest horse, this one could go up to 14.23 blocks per second. Well, actually, it can go 14.57 blocks per second. So if I'm going over 14.5 blocks per second, go by the nether roof, cut it into fractions. Now it's only gonna take 1/8 the amount of time. It would take 87,843 seconds, which is 1,464 minutes, 24.4 hours straight, if you have perfect accuracy and the perfect horse. So yeah, I mean, we've traveled for a while now, and we've only made it about 1,500 blocks, so. Plus all the time that it would take to breed up this fast of a horse. We hit 10 million subscribers on May 11th, 2025, but the official Minecraft channel hit 10 million subscribers 2+ years ago on January 28th, 2023. And now they're currently at 15.8 million subscribers. But you know who isn't at 15.8? Fortnite, baby. That's right, observer. Put up the graphic. We're passing Fortnite. What would it take to bake 10 million cakes? Each one of these cakes is gonna cost me 3 milk buckets, 2 things of sugar, 1 egg, and 3 wheat. Then to make 10 million of them, then obviously it would be 30 million wheat, 20 million sugar, 10 million eggs, 90 million iron ingots to make the 30 million milk buckets. I hope you're hungry. Or at least you have 9,999,999 friends. This is probably about as much cake as Snappy ate in his world. All right, surely this warden's almost dead. There we go. Get him! Oh shoot, I should not be in survival. This is a nightmare on the ears. Observers, send off the hordes. We gotta go and inspire them. Yeah, there you go. Barely heard it. This is the YouTube auto mod trying to get rid of all the bot comments. I think if anything, this is just an impressive showing by the warden. Don't you want exactly 1 skull catalyst? Yeah! Oh, and that's the winner. Best friends forever. Well, best friends until our happy gassed. What we have now is if I sit on this saddled pig and I go into single player, I've now got a breeze cannon. I could shoot these missiles myself and punch them, basically doing the return to sender and maneuvering them in a specific way. How cool is that? So if I want to just shoot blowback wherever I want, that is amazing. And it's never gonna be able to hit me because I'm on the saddled pig. That's so cool. Just being able to and it's no one's even steering this thing right now. It just floats around by itself. And then I can go mount it and then drive it where I want to. That's awesome. Oh, it is currently going after my happy gas. That's not the best situation. Maybe don't go immediately on this after you've done it. It's gonna kill my happy gas. Ow. Well, I escaped the scene of the crime. You two fight it out. Yeah, see, they're fine now. It was just me that made them recognize their differences. The Happy Gas hitbox will block players. And so if we were to trap one, manipulate it with a minecart, then we can make a full door that opens and closes with using no pistons. There we go. We just slide it into place and we've got a little bouncer. It's also a door that smiles at you. What's better than that, huh? Could you imagine trying to buy off the bouncer with snowballs? Just like, hey, don't tell anybody. The gurgle sound machine. This is charming. So if we take our dried gas and we place it on the target and flick the lever, as those very helpful feathers say, we now have an automatic way to make a gurgle sound effect, if that's what you wanted. Because every time that it hydrates, it makes a little sound at the beginning, and as long as we don't let it fully hydrate, we get a reusable sound effect. Yeah, 16 items inside of this hopper clock, feeding in. You can use whatever timing you want. If you tick sprint, are we just gonna get the worst sound imaginable? So if you want to annoy your friends, I guess this is a way to do it. It's like me at the dentist. And then they try to start up a conversation. They're like, all right, what are you going to be for Halloween this year? And I'm like, yeah, this is the new noise machine. There's always some new way to annoy your friends in Minecraft. Yeah, we can let the Here we've got the gas trash can. So the way that this works isn't anything to say about our gas itself, but if we go and walk on top of the gas, it has collision for only the duration that someone's standing on top of it. So I go and throw out all of my items like so, and then as soon as I step off, they all fall into the lava. I like that a lot, of just going over here, throwing out all your things. It's basically like the trapped chest, but as a solid block. So if I'm just throwing out all my stuff, it's only going to last as long as I'm standing here. Then I walk off, it falls into the lava underneath. Awesome. awesome. Yeah, I think there's a lot more you can build with that than just a trash can. We just had a lot of garbage to clean up on set. So if I step off, this armor stand's gonna fall through. Look at that. See ya. So it's like a player-only trapdoor. This is a particularly evil prank. You've heard about it raining cats or dogs, but what if it was raining silverfish? Because, as it actually goes, if I were to take my Happy Ghast, during rain and snow, they have accelerated regeneration, which is great for them, but if I were to add on top a poison and an infested potion, like so, there you go, and then an infested potion. Now, every time that my gas takes damage, it'll leak down a silverfish, and it keeps regenning, so it's not ever gonna die, and it can keep being poisoned and keep leaking silverfish. I mean, that is just, that's a horrendous sight. That's actually a thing out of a nightmare. Just having these drop down on you. I mean, it's also the sound of the gas getting constantly hurt, which isn't exactly music to your ears either. I do think that's pretty funny though, just to swap your friend's shower with one of these. Nice. The semi-permeable moat. We put these into the ground like so. This hostile husk will try to walk over to us, but it can't because it's only a platform when a player's standing on top of it. That's the same way the trash can worked earlier, but now the husk will just fall through. Granted, I probably have some lava or something down there to kill it, but I will always be completely safe. Just go and escape onto here, completely fine. Ow. Oh, so you want to move fast because if he walks onto it while you're onto it, then you will get hurt. But you can bait it and then get it to fall that way. It's not the prettiest moat, but I mean, moats aren't supposed to be pretty. The Ghast Auto Crafter. Well, not many mobs can be automatically crafted. So what we've got here is a way to make us a whole bunch of these dried gas. We've got a ghast farm up here on the nether roof. So if we go and AFK this farm and do a tick sprint, what this does is it uses the regular gas, gets them killed off. We use that to get ourselves the gas tiers, and then we put the gas tiers in to get auto-crafted into our dried gas. So if you want a whole bunch of these buddies, you're gonna have to kill a whole bunch of their cousins, but you know, they weren't here for long anyway. So the way that you craft this is a whole bunch of gas tiers around a soul sand to get the dried gas. We got 74 friends in there, Observer. That's enough for all the hacks in this video and then some. The bubble elevator. I go and stand on my gas like a so, and then I use bubble columns. I can send it down, and I got myself an elevator to both floors. What if we sit on it? There we go. Okay, so if you sit on it, then it's an even easier elevator. And the Happy Ghast weren't the only new mob we got added this year, since we can use our copper golems for quite a lot as well, such as this TNT quarry. We're not just using these guys for sorting, because if we were to set up a copper chest here with TNT, have them activate it with a pressure plate here, then they can filter in even more into the chest through the dispenser, giving us a completely automated TNT system that even reloads with the help of this little guy. Thanks, pal. And we don't just have to use that for dropping TNT downwards, since we could also use this for TNT cannon operators. And if I head over here, if I were to summon in one of our copper golems, have it grab some more TNT from our oxidized chest, then as it walks up, it's gonna hit these pressure plates, activating into different amounts of dispensers on different ticks, giving us a TNT cannon that our village is unfortunately familiar with. But what's great about this too is that it's not even hurting our copper golem because it's all getting dispensed into water and stuff. He's just completely fine. And it'll walk up at different places, filling in different amounts of TNT. And just imagine having one of these set up outside your friend's base. Not only do you hate them enough to build this, but you hate them enough to hire someone to do it for you. In the past, we used things like sea pickles to align the items just right in the water stream, so they can go fast with the ice and still connect over all the hoppers. But it's also possible to do the same by using copper golems. And now, copper golems, because we can align them in different ways, give us the perfect way to have a partial block spacer. And the way that you would do this is that you'd have the ice down the middle here, but you would keep it where it's still sorting over the top of them just barely, so the hoppers can connect it and pick them up all at that max speed. But the problem here is that you would want it to flow along the side of the wall to my right, because if you have it go off to the left as Observer shows, with these guys it's just gonna go in between the middle here. Now traditionally, we're not making item sorters underwater, because the redstone just wouldn't mix to make it feasible. But now, because the copper golems work just the same underwater, albeit a bit slower, we can actually have a way to filter our chests down below. And while you're trading a bit of speed, you do get a lot more functionality. Plus, it's not like it's gonna explode anytime soon, making this the safest item sorter that you could possibly make. Here we've got a copper golem maze experiment. Since if we were to take a copper golem into this system, have it open up our copper chest, and then we'll see how it pathfinds through this, finding the shortest possible area to go towards the regular chest that it's sorting into. And as far as mob AI goes, I think this has to be one of the smartest mobs that we've seen seen introduced yet, giving you a fun way to hint towards the player where's the correct way through the hedge maze. Almost like the assist mode in Mario Odyssey. It would give you an arrow showing where to go. As we'll soon find out, copper golems are affected by a boost of speed. As we'll see here, the trap chest will unlock, giving them a boost of speed potion through the dispenser, and now they'll sort even faster through your items. So if you're looking to kick them into high gear, you don't just need a tick sprint command, you can actually just do it with a little bit of swiftness too. Which begs the question, what does it look like with maximum swiftness? Whoa, okay, I guess that really opens up and doesn't even know where to go anymore. So we've got here is a play set, because if we were to take a copper golem, and due to the flower display interaction, they can render full block models on their head, giving us a way to have full blocks as entities that can now roam around. This hasn't been possible in the past. Even trying to do this on ourselves doesn't always render the full block properly. But now, by just summoning in a copper golem, and then by doing item replace entity at near type equals copper golem, we can change out, I'm assuming, armor head with a block that we want, like a grass block. Oh, nope. Well, that's funny too. Oh, so worth keeping in mind is that you have to change out the saddle slot for it to render properly. But once you get it into your world, it's pretty cool. What we've got here is a sky tram system. By connecting up a lead to our copper golem, and then having that lead connect to a boat with a saddled pig underneath, then what we could technically do is go ride that saddled pig and have the lead stay in place, letting us use a copper golem's chest pathfinding to connect us and have a sky tram system. This is hilarious, but awesome that it works entirely. And just because it's checking all of these different copper chests, it's never actually finding the one chest to go to, giving us a simple loop back and forth, even across something as precarious as copper bars like so. And you do want to make sure that the lead's connected to the boat, because otherwise it would pull this whole saddled pig out of here, and that becomes a real mess. But the way to prevent a real mess is that if we were to take a TNT and then drop an anvil right on top, then as soon as we ignite that TNT, this anvil will fall into the hitbox and actually prevent any kind of big explosion. Look at it, even the crops are fine. But if we get down some entities, whatever I'm feeling dubious for, let's get a couple of pigs or something. TNT, anvil on top, light it off. Only damages the pigs, but none of the blocks. So it looks like a giant thing full of TNT, but the truth is that there's actually more complex mechanics on the inside of this. We've got skulk sensors that are on every side of this. So then we can't do anything to this. Anything I try to do to disarm this, including placing water on top, doesn't really keep anything safe. It doesn't even reach the ground fast enough to disable the TNT down there. That's embarrassing. So what we've got here might just look like an odd-shaped cave, but it's actually how big TNT will clear around it. So if we watch it explode, we get this great radius that we can clear away to carve caves and canyons into our builds. I mean, using TNT to clear out blocks is already a popular concept, so using it to clear out blocks that you're not hoping to collect anyway works pretty well. So because TNT is predictable in this way, we always know just how much stone we're clearing out with each explosion, giving us 21 blocks whenever we do it. So if you want to calculate how you get rid of your mountain, that's a good start. This is gonna be a little unfortunate for our scarecrow, but we can use commands to make our bow into a TNT arrow cannon. So as soon as I flick this switch, because of this command down here, it'll summon prime TNT at any one of the arrows that I shoot off. So if I'm not a fan of this iron golem, I wasn't expecting all of those to lick TNT. That's awesome. Look at that. Oh, it's a chain reaction now. Oh, all the arrows are still exploding. Oops. But I love this. Getting to see where you're shooting your arrow in this way, that's very satisfying. We're gonna be going down into the deep dark because TNT down here is actually pretty good as a warden distraction, because all of this is gonna be a lot of noise that we can set off to keep it aggro on these vibrations instead of towards us. Plus, you also clear away some of the skulk while you're at it, giving you a solid thing of XP as well. Let's see if I can avoid the warden this way. Oh yeah, so when you're placing it next to the skulk sensors and catalysts as you're going, then you're getting rid of all of it, making it safer as you're ultimately making it a little more dangerous in the short term. And the skulk sensors give off redstone, so when we walk past these, they'll even explode with it. It also makes the worst sounding ancient city. I'm actually very shocked by this one. I've stayed quite safe through this whole thing. Oh, maybe not, maybe not. There's one like crawling through the ground there. Oh, and it was my own hand that did me in. But that was pretty impressive. If I go and build up a pillar in the middle of the nether, where there's a whole bunch of zombie piglins around me, I can go and anger up all these guys, drop down my TNT block, and get a whole bunch of player kills. And because I'm doing player kills, I'm gonna get a whole bunch of better loot and XP too. It is a little precarious, but It's hard to say it doesn't keep you safe. Look at how many of them I already got rid of. And then I can go climb down here and collect all my spoils. Just keep in mind that because it is a player kill, if there's any left standing, they are going to be mad at you. TNT can make a great way to harvest all of your animals quickly. So if we get them bobbing up and down in a sort of water system like so, then I could use this scaffolding block right here, light it off, and just like that, 100% collection from all of my beef. I mean, there's not a lot of cows to breed up again, but if you're breeding them up top in some kind of breeding chamber, then you can drop them down and easily get all of the spoils. So one thing that Observer pointed out is that if I were to hold a flame bow in my offhand and a looting 3 sword in my main hand, then I could use this to get responsibility for the player kill and get looting applied to all these mob drops. Let's check this out. And sure enough, I got almost half a stack more than I would have just regularly, plus a whole lot more leather. And much in the same way that we use the responsibility for us killing the mobs to get the looting applied, we can use that for other mobs too. Now, what I mean by this is that if I were to summon in a whole bunch of creepers down there and then get the setup of a skeleton shooting towards an iron golem, then if that skeleton is shooting its arrow through the lava and it hits that TNT block, there we go. If I intercept it right there, that gives the skeleton credit for all those creeper kills, giving me a whole bunch of music discs. Oh my god, look at that. All of this in only one. Oh, I got a couple of strats. Okay, good. That's my favorite one. And if you don't want to have the iron golem here, then you can always just have the skeleton shoot at you too. We're gonna see this process again, but in a different context, since if I were to take the same setup and swap it out from a skeleton to a drowned with a trident, then when I get a whole bunch of these villagers down here, drop that on down, kills all of these into immediate zombie villagers. Well, you should be in hard difficulty for this to be 100%, but once you are, we got ourselves all the zombie villagers that we could use for a zombie villager mob switch. Lately, TNT has become a popular thing to go and collect sand when you're out in the desert. And the reason for this might not just be because we're using the sand to create more TNT, but also look at how much sand we get from a singular TNT block. Over a stack and a half just right there. So if I were to go and chain these all up, it's 100% collection. And as long as you have the gunpowder figured out, you're getting yourself a whole lot of sand without having to go and waste your time with a whole bunch of efficiency 5 shoveling. Well, as Etho says, anyone who mines sand normally is a sucker. And if it's good enough for Etho, probably good enough for me. And from the sand of the forest, we can use the TNT to get rid of our trees. I'm not sure where this falls conservationally, but for this conversation, it works pretty well to get yourself a whole bunch of logs in the forest. So if you don't have yourself an automatic tree farm, this could do a lot of the trick for you. It's also just really satisfying placing down TNT in a forest. I don't know what Smokey Bear's take on this is, but for me, it works just fine. So if you were playing something like Bed Wars, where you need to launch yourself over to the other team, place down my TNT, let it ignite, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Now, it is a little bit more practical in a mode where you're taking decreased damage from regular TNT, but it's still pretty fun. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no. Still landed it. Minecart PvP. We could use minecarts with TNT to do basically the same. By placing down a rail first, my minecart with TNT, and then shooting off a quick thing with my bow, that flame bow is going to immediately detonate, giving us an instant kill. Look at that! 127 points of damage right on Observer's skull. Or block. I don't really know your anatomy. So the pro method for doing this, and we'll show it by slowing down time, is that if you were to shoot out an arrow, so while the arrow is mid-air, oh, he got it! He got it! And he got himself in the process. Man, nothing like watching your own death in slow motion, huh? So you're probably not thinking of using TNT when you're going into the ocean. But here's a way to make it all possible. Since if we were to take a TNT block, much like we put an anvil on top, drop a sand block in instead, it now thinks that it's inside of an air block and it lets it explode as if it wasn't water. And the great thing about this is that this works even if I have mining fatigue. So if I'm swimming around regularly here, I'm not going to have any issues getting into Ocean Monument. I usually couldn't break this all, but place down my TNT, my sand. And if you know where the Elder Guardians are, you could even go and explode the 3 locations to give yourself an easy way to clear out all of the mining fatigue even when you have the effect. So underwater TNT isn't just a Bedrock Education Edition feature only. It's possible in vanilla too. So what we've got here is a TNT fireworks machine. And we're gonna see such when I set it all off. This one's not only pretty loud, but it's also pretty destructive. But look at how it all spreads out like that. So just by setting it off at different intervals, we can have the TNT turn all of its TNT siblings into a beautiful beautiful fireworks display. What we have here is the thing that was popular on Reddit for a while, which is a machine that might look like it's gonna set off this TNT block, but check this out. It pushes at just the right interval that it actually never gets it to properly ignite, because while it's moving here, it isn't actually a block, it's a block entity. So it can't update even if it looks like there's constantly power that's brushing up against it. And the way that you do this is just having observers all line up like so. You can build it just by looking at it. I can even go and walk in the fray. And the reason that we have this string of redstone down underneath here is that we have to turn on 2 of these pistons at the same time. Otherwise, you turn on just one and it would have exploded either way. What we've got ourselves here is the Enderman anxiety experiment, which is that if we get a couple of Endermen down here holding TNT blocks, then eventually they'll place down one of their TNT blocks, who knows who it's gonna be, and they're on this bed of redstone where, hey, Opa, fantastic, thank you, sir. And you can turn your whole world into a Phoenix SC video. So what we've got here is the mob cannon. We can set it off with a whole bunch of mobs that have slow falling on them and launch them off. Wow, that was way more forceful than I thought it would be. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you just load up the mobs yourself, and then what we have here is the whole bunch of TNT being dispersed into flowing water that pushes it all this way. So in the original video by Professor TNT, credit to them, they mentioned using blazes as a way of giving yourself a substantial amount of survival offense. Wow. Could you imagine if you just had a bunch of blazes dropping in from the sky on you? Oh yeah, I didn't even realize that you set it off, and then I just see a bunch of fireball barrages dropping in. Oh no, it's just invisible, slow falling death. That's amazing. It's just an innocent diamond block. I don't know how anyone could ever be mad at this. But the reason for it is that because you can have TNT look like any block while it explodes, we could have technically any block be exploding. Check this out. So the way that this all works is because of command like here, where we change the block state for a TNT that's summoned to look like any block that we so want. So if I wanted a particularly explosive observer, then I could do just that. And it even blinks like so. That's got to be eerie to watch, isn't it? So what we have here is a button that'll summon in a TNT, but this TNT is particularly odd because it's set to the max fuse, giving ourselves a 14-hour-long bomb. And there's no way for us to clear this entity necessarily, so we're just gonna have to leave it be. Yeah, pull up a chair and sit down, observer. It's gonna take a little bit to explode, which is long enough where most players would probably just forget about it, but it will still go off in the server's lifetime. So if I saw this, I'd be wanting to design a kind of pool that it could drop into. Luckily, we have one designed. There we go. Out of sight, out of mind. And speaking of crazy TNT, we've got this one for the Mega TNT, which is that we can change the explosion power of TNT by modifying the summon command. So what we've got here is a TNT with the explosion power of 128. First of all, this gives you a good way to examine how the explosion power radiates in such a way. It's very strange scan lines. That begs the question though, will it explode obsidian? No. Here we've got a design by Joseph Espindola, which Observer has modified to give ourselves the TNT arrow cannon. So much like how we've killed the Ender Dragon using TNT arrows before, we can use a bunch of TNT to turn the arrows from this dispenser into high-powered missiles. And these villagers will show us off. I hope you all enjoy your day out, because you're out of days after this one. Wow! It even launched them off that way. The reason this all happens is that arrows do damage based off of velocity. So when they're getting sped up in such a way, all these TNT is turning them into high-powered missiles that can instantly rip through anything. So if I were to take my super bow like so and shoot down all my arrows, with all the TNT explosion damage that we're doing here, that'll stack with my power 5 and piercing, giving us the Warden Ender. Amazing. And that's not the last we're going to be seeing of our arrows, since if I were to set up a whole bunch of arrows that were inside of this, such as by shooting down a whole bunch of these splashing arrows like so, and then much like we've launched entities in the past, those are all going to shoot up a dangerously beautiful fountain. Wow, look at that. I even got myself in the process there. This here is a flying machine that when it reaches an immovable object will explode. First of all, this is an extra fast flying machine. So using this old design from Cube Hamster, it still works plenty well on new updates. And as soon as it reaches our target, it'll have traveled a long distance and explode like so. It pushes the redstone block that was powering it into place. and the missile does its trick. Yeah, for no TNT minecarts, that does a lot of damage. So we've used TNT cannons to launch ourselves in the past. That's nothing new. But what we're gonna be using here is a design by Observer to launch ourselves with a whole bunch of wind charges. So we're taking a normal TNT cannon that you would have built, and by using wind charges, we spray it all out like so. So all this is a bunch of wind charges down here that will take all of these TNT that prime on top and spray and pray, giving ourselves basically a shotgun and a machine gun in one. That's awesome. And worth noting is that the reason that we're pushing in this observer for the observer clock using a piston is that actually makes it faster than placing it by itself, giving us even more TNT coming out of our dispensers and even more to be shot off with the cannon. And still not going to be nearly as effective as the major TNT finale, the TNT nuke. So what we have here on display is a design made by the Savage Teddy that, with the help of just a little bit of redstone, we put those into place to prime it up, and then these will spray out the rest, giving ourselves the TNT dome. Wow. There was a village here once. So all that's happening is that we're just having these down here as the accelerant to shoot it off. And then we've got actually our bullets here from the top rope. Yeah, if you do this one first, then it'll detonate the whole thing without any propellant. And all you're gonna do is just turn yourself into a massive mistake. And speaking about missed steak, this one's about pigs. I'm gonna ride this, and Observer's going to be able to launch me and the pig higher than ever before. Oh my gosh, you're like pulling the rod through. Help! Help! I'm caught! Ow, you're like hooking my eye. Whoa! Oh my gosh, I launched up higher than the Observer statue. Look at me go. That's crazy. Oh sure, you can have multiple friends pull even more. Yeah, let's both hook it up. 3, 2, 1, pull. Wow! We shot it into the sun! From our crawl space with the pig to a pig crawl space. The simple fact, that's just mean. That's just crass. You're just gonna chew dead pig particles onto the floor right where we're supposed to spawn. Aw, just littering. So normally I can't get inside of this. Maybe if I had a trap door, but today I've got a pig. I could saddle up on this, put my carrot on a stick, and now I can actually go and ride inside of this crawl space and get our diamond netherite sandwich. How quaint. Oh, wait, shoot. Well, it kind of sucks if your pig bails on you. What's cool is that this even works in survival. If you have these being like stairs and slabs, you're not gonna suffocate, and you can still ride the pig through. One of the rare uses for riding a pig versus riding a horse. The pig wave machine. So we summon in the pigs, and then I press this note block right here, and it shoots them all off at different intervals, giving us a wave machine. I mean, this is one of the satisfying ways to play Minecraft, even back to like the original sand wave machine. So now doing it with pigs, that's pretty fun. What do you think, Pig Server? Wow, that actually looks like a very fun roller coaster. That's a thrill ride. Awesome. So, did you know that you can actually use a pig to extend your reach? Well, it's very mild, but it is true. If I were to take a pig and some dirt myself, now usually I can't reach all the way up there. I just can't. Granted, I could jump, but if I go and get a saddled pig and sit on it, weirdly enough, that makes me tall enough to actually hit the bell here. So since it's less than a block that you gain, it's very strange that this has any amount of impact on it, honestly. My hitbox is getting a little bit higher. Yeah, sure enough. Well, how about that? Thanks, pig. The pig entity cramming launcher. So if we were to get a whole bunch of pigs in here, that's probably enough. We're actually disabling the entity cramming by using the help of the vines here. So if I start flying and then I descend, there we go. Yeah! Wow, look at all that pork power that packed a punch. This is awesome. Wow, what a cool way to shoot out of the observatory. I built up some serious mo. Somehow we even have pigs all the way over here at spawn. That's kind of funny. So yeah, that's a completely safe way to launch yourself off. That's so cool. Man, I've heard of the pig cannon, but that isn't even it. That is amazing. And completely safe too. Here we've got the pig feed key. If I feed a pig a carrot, that sends off the exact right signal to our calibrated skulk sensor, letting me go in. And that's highly specific there, folks. I mean, that's really interesting. All right, so power level 6 going into the calibrated skulk sensor gives us the exact right feed for having this pig-based breeding door. So yeah, if I just feed up the little baby, that's actually a good source right there. You bring along a baby pig, a piglet, that lets you in. Teacup pigs. Well, with the help of the scale attribute, we can actually have teeny tiny pigs. And if we did the little baby variant, they'd be even smaller. But sure enough, these are our teacup pig variants. Oh, look at the little baby pig. That's really cute. And I think you could even like modify its entity to then have it be saddled, and then we could ride it. So this is our tiny teacup baby pig with a saddle, so I can ride it, and then you'd barely even see it. It looks like I tried to keep it warm while it was hatching from its egg, and I just killed it. The minecart momentum preserver. So sure enough, if I were to take a boat with a pig, this might look a little terrible for the pig, but don't worry, the minecart's not on the tracks yet. I push in my minecart to pick up the boat, and now it actually maintains momentum. How weird is that? And I can even ride it, so I don't even need powered rails. It just keeps it up like this. This is the weirdest way to travel. Who would have thought that saddle pigs were best used when they're in 2 different vehicles? Oh, interesting. So the reason that you would do this over the standard just boat minecart trick is that way that you can still steer the boat. So if you want something that's completely hands-off, where someone's not gonna be able to mess it up, just add the pig in. You can have a double minecart rail. Wither roses. All right, so we got a hopper minecart going around, and then if I were to spawn in a whole bunch of pigs with our wither, so every time that it kills a mob, it's gonna give us a wither rose, and unfortunately for these pigs, they are just what we were looking for. So sure enough, that is a whole bunch of wither roses just for us, baby. Yeah, 28 wither roses. Flowers for the dead. Flowers from the dead? Dead flowers? Who cares? Next, we've got pig core. All right, let's press the setup button, and then I go and ride my pig, and I'm going to ride it up to glory, since I can use these slime block sticky piston launchers, sorry, observer, to launch and do parkour on my pig. There we go. Oh yeah, I escaped. And I landed back safely. How about that? That's better than I was expecting to do. This is fun. I played one map with Branzy where we needed to like strategically go off and on of having something in our hand to guide it forward. That was a strider, but doing it with pigs would be fun. The void chair. Now, there's no way to build inside of the void, but that's not gonna be an issue for us since we can avoid it. A saddled pig dangled precariously over here. So using our leads and fences up here, we can then have our saddled pig down there into the void. Look, I'm technically below the world right now. Very nice. I mean, this isn't exactly my favorite thing to sit on. I don't know how to safely dismount. Oh, God. Hey, look at that. You add in a boat. Oh, you leash the boat. No, but it keeps our pig stable. Look at that. Careful. No, server! The pig slime conversion. So, of course. We're going to use the oozing potion on our pig pen. And hey, you want a slime farm? No worries. Just get your pig pen with an oozing potion. And now when we kill these off, each of them are spawning up slimes as well. It's not the safest, but it is the slimiest. Oh, fantastic. Isn't that just a wonderful sound? I think this is right up to code. Oh yeah. The FDA is totally approving. From red 40 to green 40, or 40 greens. I mean, we're getting a lot of slime balls out of this. We can make another slime potion very easily. It only takes 1 slime block to brew it up. So that isn't bad at all. Oh, one of my favorite ways to use a pig is the pig parachute. Whoa! Ow. So if I eject right before, I'm safe. Only the pig took the fall damage because it resets when I eject. Let's show off our own example here, observer. If we have a pig with a saddle, if I ride this off a cliff, I could scroll through these and have a safe landing. Ow. Okay, yeah, you do have to eject first. But look, observer's freezing himself in time by just switching on and off of the carrot on the stick. This is no commands, no nothing. It's literally just every time that it puts it up, it resets the pig's momentum. And then you're safe. You know, most of you. This is the pig cannon. 2 pigs, 1 cannon charge. Now we're over here on top of the nether because this is about the only way where it's not gonna get stopped by anything. Yeah, it is extremely loud how the system works with all the burning. Which reminds me of all the times I've burnt my items to a crisp in the lines. Hey, sounds like we're gonna get 2 pigs here. Time for me to relog. So we can't see these pigs, but sure enough, they're there. This is because they are actually way far away from us and we're able to ride them from like non-entity processing chunks. Okay, hit your F3 and look at us teleport away. We're moving thousands of blocks at a time. This can shoot you to the world border, by the way. You just have to build up speed for long enough. All right, we're aiming 30K, 50K. Nearly there. Just all the biomes that we're flashing by. Life comes at you fast if you don't take the moment to slow down. I like that we're still next to each other. All right, now we're falling from the sky. No! Well, I was able to teleport to where you died, though. Look at us now. We are now 30,000 blocks away and 50,000 blocks away as well. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, this is gonna multiply by 8 as soon as we go over to the overworld. So what are we at, 240,000? Yeah, 240,000 blocks, 400,000 blocks away. Oh my gosh. Well, good work, Garlic Bread and Shinji for making that. Holy smokes. Based off a design by Rhythm. So good job to all of them. It does beg the question though. Now that we're out of pigs, how do we get home? Prince Ali, where can he be? Riding observer.
And with that, folks, YouTube thinks that you might like this video. So see if they're right and have a good one, all right?